live from First Federal Lakewood Stadium. This is the Holy Name Broadcasting pregame show as we get you ready for this must-win GLC East contest. I'm Nathan Smee, alongside me, Damian Will, back from Texas, Cameron Ragazzo, back from soccer practice.
Yeehaw.
And I'm just back from
school.
I'm just back.
Another day.
And apparently the audio is on our computer. There we go. Now it's fine. I don't have to hear myself talking, hopefully. We should be good now. Actually, no, I'm not. But we're still going to keep going on. You know, that's going to be pretty annoying for the rest of this. You want to get in here and text support my dad said I'd fix that. But let's talk about a game that, for Holy Name standards, was not the best. Last week, a 42-9 loss to Canfield. I know, Damien, you watched that game. Cam, you were there with me. What went well for Holy Name in that game? There's plenty of bad. What went bad? And then, did anyone stand out for you in that game?
You can go.
Okay. For me, bad. It was just a lot of mistakes. I'm going to talk about this later, but big chunk plays were really a killer for us. Especially throughout the season, it's been our big weakness. Giving up those like 20-plus yard like chunk plays. It's just really been detrimental to our losses this season. And overall, if we can learn from that and improve, I think it will go better for us this week. And some good from the game. Holy Name kept the fight in. Unfortunately, it was kind of a bad loss, but I say Holy Name had a fight in them. They just needed to dig down deeper this week.
Me? Okay, yeah, kind of the same thing as Damien. I mean, yeah, like you said, the chunk plays kind of killed us, and our offense kind of stalled a couple of times. But a good that I did see from the game was sophomore, couldn't think of it, sophomore quarterback Harrison Frank. What do you have, 80? He had the 86 passing yards, so he definitely looked probably a little shaky at first. I mean, you know, that's to be expected. I mean, he's only a sophomore and he's starting on varsity. But, I mean, I still think he settled in nice. He settled in good, and he had that big throw to Jawan Bryant. Was that Jawan Bryant?
It was.
It was Jawan Bryant. Down the sideline. And, yeah, I just think he looked pretty good in that game, and hopefully he can continue it.
I do mention that play in question number 2 when we get to that one, but the good from the game, I mean, Harrison Bryant played well. Jawan Bryant, that was a nice job from him. Yes, he had a drop earlier on in the game, but to talk about making up for error, I mean, he's kind of taking in that Kevin Pavanka role last year. Looking at some big touchdowns that Holy Name scored last year, it was usually to the tune of a long touchdown to Kevin Pavanka down the sideline, 75 yards. I think he had 2 75 yards and 1 80-yard touchdown last season. That's kind of what Jawan Bryant's doing, and with an extra year that he can play, that's huge for him. The tackling got better. It was just, I'm going to mention it later on, they were able to shoot the gaps well. The offensive line of Canfield was unstoppable. The trenches, we had nothing going. That's why the outside run worked so well. I mean, Holy Name, they tried doing that last week, but instead it was the outside run of not running back 1, Danny Inglis, no. It was running back 2, Scotty Eaton, who, yes, is still getting offers, but Scotty Eaton, he was kind of a non-factor in that Canfield game in the playoffs. I mean, he had a couple nice runs and a couple nice returns, but nothing like he did last week. I mean, that was probably the most impressive running game that we've seen from any rusher this season we've played against. The only other player I can think holds a candle to him would be Eli Gray, and that's kind of a fickle argument to make, given the record. But Harrison Frank did well coming in. The good was him. The bad, just defensively, things didn't hold up. And then on the goal line, we needed to convert on the goal line on that one play. It was unfortunate, but I think Holy Name now have seen a goal line look fail twice this season. I think they kind of figured things out here, and going into a game that's a must-win game now that a couple weeks ago looked like this was destined to be a shootout. I think they're ready to go into this game, and it's going to come down to whichever team had a better week in practice. I'll say that right now. 2-6 record goes out the window. 0-0 for all I'm concerned. I think Lakewood would take going back to 0-0 and going back to the start of the regular season. Holy Name would as well. But if Lakewood practiced better than Holy Name this week, they're going to get the win. If Holy Name practiced better than Lakewood, and from what we're hearing, I think it was another good week of practice that they can win this game. And I think it's going to be a close game, but there's still plenty to unpack from last week's game going into this one. So we're going to start with that. And just as it's been the last couple of weeks, the run game of Canfield, it just killed Holy Name. The damage was mainly done by Scotty Eaton. We said that already. Danny Ingles got in there. Quarterback Paul Bindis as well had a couple nice runs. The tackling was better. We did say that. I did notice a lot more textbook tackles, but what went wrong this time for the Green Wave on defense?
I guess I'll start on this one. I do want to say first, tackling was a lot better. We were tackling below the knees, taking out the motor right away, and I think that's key. But a huge setback was, again, those chunk plays and just letting them get on the outside or going through the gaps. And I think if simply we just attack quicker off the snap, it'll go a lot better for us. I think there was like a lot of I don't want to say playing around, but a lot of wasting time where we could have easily stopped them, but there was some confusion or maybe some mishaps on the field.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with what Smee said earlier about he harped on it just a little bit. I mean, their line was just absolutely obliterating our defensive line. I mean, the blocks they had were incredible, and they were able to open up the holes. And, dude, I can't freaking remember. Scotty Eaton. I was thinking of Danny. Scotty Eaton was able to just run right through those holes and get those chunk plays like Damien was talking about.
Here's a question for you guys. Discounting the North Olmsted game, has there been a runner for any of the other 7 opponents that Holy Name has not been able to stop? Every single one, I believe, has one. Roger Glove for Padua, DJ Sears / Josh Stiles / Ace Peterland for Lake Catholic, all 3 of them. Atlee Cowan didn't run the ball much for Lindsley. I believe their other running back did. I forget who he is offhand. Hector Garcia ran well. I mean, no one really for EC, they kind of beat us in the air. North Olmsted, that team was just shut down well by the Green Wave. It was more in the air to one player who got in the 27 club twice for 2 touchdowns.
Right.
Then you go to Buckeye, Gage Nagy, some couple nice runs, Casey Murray, Troy McCann as well in that game, Normandy, Eli Gray, and then last week, 3 different guys, 2 mainly. You could say the quarterback Bindis and Eaton, who we got on the score sheet, and then Inglis. It's been an issue, but I think the big thing is the gap assignment. You got to hold your assignment. Yeah. There's a reason why these players aren't out there. If you look at the NFL, it's defensive ends and defensive tackles. But a lot of these high school teams, they break it down. You have a weak side end and a strong side end. You have a nose and you have a tackle. Nose and tackle are different positions. You got to know your gaps. I believe one of them is a one tech and one's a 3 tech. I believe the tackle's a 3 tech and the nose is like a 1 or 2.5 maybe.
Nose is usually 2, and then
But you got to make sure you hold those gap assignments, and you always got to be ready for someone to kick out. If you have a pulling guard, you got to be able to know, okay, if this happens, what do we do? And Holy Name was unable to do that last week. Even on the goal line, Eaton, I believe he had one just untouched. The QB spy didn't matter on Bindus. That was another thing. If Holy Name can run a QB spy, because tonight, this is probably the first game where we have 2 quarterbacks we have to deal with. Usually EC would have to do that, but their original transfer was inactive that night, and it was only the Hector Garcia show, and that's all they needed. This is the first time we're seeing 2 capable quarterbacks. Avery Holt's a capable quarterback, and don't discount Alex Simons. Yes, last year they ran the ball pretty much every play against us, but this is a new system. Coach Polo's in charge. He knows his Holy Name team better than probably some of the players on this team know that just came into this year, because Polo's had, I believe, maybe 7 years at Padua. He has seen years and years of different players. He's seen quarterbacks that were good at passing from guys like Andrew Cole, Nick McCreary, Javon Williams. You saw runners, I believe it was Shadur something. I forget exactly who it was, but it was another, it's kind of another runner that they had who was good. He's seen this, but simply just to kind of keep this segment from going any longer, just simply break down the gaps and kind of catch them off guard. Like I said, Coach Polo, he knows his team. Catch them off guard, and we should be poised for success. The passing game, now going from the run to the pass, it's stalled. Looking at the last couple weeks, Andrew Cole has done well quietly. Looking at the 2-6 record, you might think not been the best, but he's quietly had some nice stats for himself. 103 yards, 123, and then 132. That was Olmsted, Buckeye, and Normandy. Add a 160-yard game in, I think, against Lindsley as well. But then, respectively, down to 8 yards in that first half, and then add the 86 from Harry, 94 yards last week against Lindsley, and most of those coming on that catch from Jawan Bryant. What went wrong mainly in the first half from the passing offense?
I think that just our passing game was the ultimate weakness. Just a lot of miscues. It seemed, and I was watching this, and I think that the number one thing that I was focusing on going into this week was some things have changed throughout the season, and I think we're adapting to that, but we're not adapting quick enough. So I think if we learn how to adapt quicker to change, especially in the season as it's coming to an end, I think that'll help us in the long run. And I feel like Andrew did his best, and so did so did Harry. But sometimes you just can't connect the dots, and ultimately we couldn't get the ball out fast enough, especially in the backfield. There was a lot of pressure, I'd say, that Canfield put on us in the backfield, forcing Andrew and then Harris to make some tough decisions, and that just ultimately killed us.
Yeah, and I think we kind of went away from throwing the ball a little bit because of that early drop by Juwan Bryant, and there were other key notable drops and a couple missed passes here and there, which is going to happen. But I just think it wasn't working as well as we wanted it to, so I think we just kind of stride away from it and went on to the run. And yeah, I just think we just got to keep sticking with the passing game, even if it's not necessarily working. But obviously, we got more into it in the second half when Harry came in, and we were already down by so much, which is why we were kind of passing the ball more. But I just think start off the game with some easy completions, get them going, get them going up to speed again. Get a couple screen passes in, throws to the flats. Get a couple good throws in, easy throws for both the receiver and for the quarterback. I mean, just get their confidence back up and have them keep working.
Game scripts everything. That's kind of what happened for Holy Name. The run was game scripted out. Anytime he ran the ball down by 30, and it's only going to do so much. You can only do so much with the run. Holy Name, the run was working a little bit on that first drive. Xavier Rodriguez had a couple nice runs. Yeah, a couple of plays kind of lost yards for Holy Name. I think the big issue for Holy Name, the passing game, was you'd run the ball on first down, incomplete pass on second down, and it's still third down and 7, and they know you're going to pass. Any play that Holy Name was not guaranteed to pass on, I believe you could say they had success passing the ball, except for maybe an interception or two. But otherwise, besides a couple errant throws, Holy Name's offense, when it came to you don't know what they're going to run, was perfect. That's kind of the issue if you look at the Browns the last couple of years. I mean, you can kind of see this. Baker Mayfield was not as bad as you thought he was for this team. There's only so much you can do on third down and 17 when you have to launch the ball, and they're running a cover 2 or probably sometimes even a prevent.
Yeah.
Depending how far it is, it's the Browns. They're probably third down 30 half the time. But
let's run a halfback draw.
But basically, yeah. But you're missing the point here. It's if Holy Name can avoid game scripting themselves into pass-only situations, they'll be good. Any momentum that they had was taken out on a simple play. That's all that needed to happen. And another thing is mental toughness. If Holy Name can be mentally tough tonight in a team that wants it, Lakewood hasn't won since the end of August on the Philly special against Clearview in the right corner of the end zone. They want to win, and so does Holy Name. I think they could easily win tonight. I think it just got to be resolved if they can work the passing game well. Question number 3, task this week is to shut down 2 dual-threat quarterbacks. Avery Holt, the transfer in from, I believe we were told Florida. He's definitely an out-of-state transfer. We know that much, but I believe the name is Florida of the state. But Alex Simons as well.
Of the state.
The name of the state is Florida.
That is a state.
Potentially.
It's Florida, actually.
And it is Florida. Alex Simons, well, how about him? He was a quarterback last year. He's now receiving. He can both pass and run the ball. We saw it last year. What should the game plan be this week to combat them?
So I also, not only did I get the chance to watch our game, but I also watched a little bit of the ending of the Lakewood game. So I'm going to talk about that in one sec. But hot off the snap, pay attention and read the field. Watching Lakewood last week, they had to take their time getting the ball. I'm sorry. It's been a very long day. So they, I noticed that one thing that they struggled with was there was too much time. And oh my God, I'm sorry. So let me restart this.
Mesmerized by Holy Name fan?
Do you want me to go?
I'm just, yeah.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. And then I'll come back.
All right, I just think we should focus on knowing our assignments before the play and sticking to our assignments, especially with the D-line and the linebackers. They need to get home if they do happen to be blitzing, obviously, the D-line. But more specifically on the linebackers, they need to get home, put pressure on whatever quarterback is in the game. And I just think also having a QB spy, because obviously both of them can run the ball, and they're not going to be afraid to run the ball. So.
And before we go back to you, Damien, I'm just going to interject. It should be Avery Holt, but I don't believe that Simons has taken many snaps at quarterback this year. The main one coming on that Philly special, but you never know. Like I said, Coach Polo, he knows his Holy Name team better than most. He might change the game plan. Damien, now we can go back to you.
Okay, sorry. Now that I've gathered my thoughts, I did see that they had a lot of time in the backfield where they were making decisions, and I think if Holy Name can capitalize on Lakewood's delayed decision thinking, I think that'll pay off for us. And I think that if Holy Name watched their film and practiced hard this week, I think they're going to take it home tonight. Yeah.
I'm just going to read this word for word verbatim for a sense of time. QB spy needs to be ran. Both quarterbacks can pass the ball well, so double option prevention must be ready if needed. They try to do something like double option. I kind of mentioned kind of like a wing T they could potentially run if they wanted to. Of option it, quarterback 1 can pass, run it, or hand off. Then quarterback 2 can do the same, except not hand it off. They can just pitch it to someone else. But be ready to defend that. Being able to defend against the pass is another key that needs to be done well. I believe Holt last week, 17 for 28, something along those lines. I wrote it down. I'll mention it again during the live broadcast for the game. Last week, 17 for 28, 233 yards and a tutty. And then go 2 carries, 14 carries, 62 yards, and another score. You gotta be ready to defend both. Lakewood's coach, Coach Foley, once again, word for word here. Padua for years, so he knows what to look for this Green Wave team. The goal tonight is simply to outsmart him. Question number 4, Lakewood started the year 2-0 after completing the Philly special to beat Clearview here. I believe it was a 40-39 or 41-40 contest, one of those two.
It's 1 point game.
Since that's what matters.
Yeah.
Since then, 6 straight losses to GLC opponents, 79% chance of a playoff appearance tonight with a win, but it goes down to 5 with a loss, essentially out of playoff contention for the Rangers. What went wrong, and what can this team do to bounce back in these final 2 weeks to give them some October and then November football?
I definitely think that a lot changed in Lakewood this year. Again, Coach Polo coming from Padua, he changed a lot. And ultimately, I think it was hard to adapt in the beginning, and that's when it paid off, was in the beginning, because it was fresh, it was well disciplined, and it was this new system that they learned. But I think the lack of discipline and continuing in a new way is sometimes hard for teams, and I think that was a big momentum killer for Lakewood in this season, and that's ultimately they have to stick to the basics and put up a fight, and they should be fine.
Yeah, and I'm kind of pretty much going to say the same thing as Damien here. I mean, like he said, I feel like starting out early, I mean, the new system definitely helped, but you're going to have some growing pains, and obviously losing, how many games did you lose? 5?
6.
4? 6 in a row. Seems like growing pains to me. But yeah, obviously they hope to win tonight, but I hope they don't. Probably my bias, maybe not. Yeah.
Looking at this Lakewood team, look at the first 2 games of their schedule compared to the rest. John Marshall's a team they've had plenty of success against. If I was a betting man, I'd say at least the last 5 or 6 contests have gone to Lakewood in a row, no question. Clearview is a better team than I give them credit for. Last week, it was 1-score game against Columbia, and Columbia, if it wasn't for Kirtland, and I guess you can say Perry, they would be dominating the lower ranks of the OHSAA. Kirtland's just a different beast, losing their first regular season game in 2016 a couple weeks ago to Perry, but Columbia is a very good team. But since then, they had a lot of unknown commodities going into this season. River and Bay are both different monsters than they were the last couple of years. You really can't give them credit there. Those games. EC is another loss that gets you to 2 and 3. Normandy is another top opponent, and then you have 2 more games in there that you got to throw in there. So, there's only so much you can do with the schedule. I mean, look at Holy Name this year. They're playing a schedule built for 2022, not 2023. That's the issue with a lot of these teams here that you'll get. You'll get a lot of schedule where they have one good season, and then they get a much different schedule, and then all of a sudden you think, oh, the talent's gone, which is not the case. This Holy Name team has plenty of talent. If you give them their 2021 and 2022 schedule, I say they're a 500 team. I think that's non-negotiable agreements. But simply, Lakewood, they have a route to win out. They can easily do so. They just need to be able to be dangerous and get things together. As the Coach Polo era, it started off really well. Kick return for a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken, against John Marshall. If they can continue doing that, they are set. The penultimate question here. Nick Nemeth has inserted himself along with Colin Dosco as focal points of the offense in the passing game. But came out flat against Canfield. I believe Nemeth got some rushing touches, but nothing more than that. And Dosco, I don't even know if he was targeted in that game offhand. Should we expect to see more plays designed to Nemeth and Dosco, or should we expect to see the offense flow more naturally?
I just want to go and say, certainly without a doubt, I think this is the time to figure it out. We need Nick and Colin to be comfortable and find their places so that Cole can get the ball down the field. That's just the most simple way I can put it.
I think we're going to have probably some, maybe, like I said before, some early design screens to them, possibly, try and get them involved early, have Cole's eyes moving towards them, possibly helping him throughout the game. But I feel like after those, he's just going to kind of let the offense flow on how the game ever dictates it.
I have an odd feeling that tonight is going to be one of two ways. Holy Name's either going to game plan for Nemeth and Dallas going to get 25 combined touches, or they never get the ball. I feel like it's going to be one of the opposites.
I also feel that.
I have an odd feeling. That's just how things work. I don't think it's intentionally done. I would highly doubt it's intentionally done. I just say somehow in some way it's game plan and that's what happens. I feel like Cole or Harry, whoever's in at quarterback at a given time, because it might be a situation where Cole plays the first half, Holy Name played so well, and he can rest out the game going into the Valley Forge game, which would be an ideal situation for him given his circumstances. But I don't think they're going to be told to force the ball to a given receiver. If they're open, they're open. I mean, Jawan's open plenty of times. They don't force the ball to him every time. It's not like the same thing last year. It's not like, oh, Austin Wondolowski's open in the flats. Let's give him the ball 25 times a game. No. They found other receivers outside. They gave it to other players. Keyshawn Gardner got the ball plenty of times last year. Kevin Pavanka. Andrew Cole was the leading receiver last year. You wouldn't think that the amount of times that Austin Wondolowski was given the ball, but it was Andrew Cole who led the team in receiving yards, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like it's going to be whoever's open's open. If it's a designed run, just follow the play call and you'll be fine. I think everyone understands this game. It doesn't need to be said over a loudspeaker. It doesn't need to be said here more than once. It's a win or go home game for both of these teams. Whichever team loses is most likely not going to make the playoffs. I think that's understood internally for both. I think that's going to drive them to have a great game tonight. As we had a good game here a couple of years ago, here's a little throwback for you, Damian Cam. Can either one of you tell me who was the lineman who scored for Holy Name in that game 2 years ago? Here?
Didn't Cole have like 2 passes for 18 yards?
2 for 2 for 12 yards.
But the lineman was, I want to say, was it Coot? No, it wasn't. No.
I could not tell you.
Wait.
Mason Craycraft. On a fumble, he'll be able to get the ball into the end zone. Mason Craycraft, shout out to him, class of 22, for getting that big touchdown. And now we go to the final question. Holy Name, like I said, went out and you're in the playoffs, 90% chance of making the playoffs. Basically, what it breaks down to, unless the teams ahead of us all of a sudden just don't play their games, lay down their weapons, and don't play out the season, we're going back to JTO, we're going back to Mentor, and playing Lake Catholic once again. First off, does Holy Name have a good shot at the playoffs? And then number two, would a rematch against Lake Catholic, who, since that game, has won out, their only loss coming against Cardinal Mooney, keep that in mind, would it be a closer game, or would it be tougher for Holy Name?
I'm sorry.
Would it be a tougher or closer game for the Green Wave, given a rematch with Lake Catholic?
I think it would be closer. I think it'd still be tough, but overall, I think we've had a season of growth and growing pains too. But overall, I think we would know how to prepare for it, and it would give HN some momentum.
I'm going to say we definitely have a good shot of winning out, but we have to take care of our own business. And I do feel like the game is going to be closer if we do get to that point again. But obviously it's going to be tougher. I mean, each team knows kind of how each team is going to operate. And I feel like both teams are going to have probably some pros and cons from that if we do get to that game.
First off, when we go back to JTO, pray for us and pray our internet works on the first try this time, as it was kind of rough getting us on the air. I believe maybe a 5-10 minute delay in that game to the pregame show at JTO week 2. Something along those lines. You wouldn't know, Damien. You were not there. I think it was Cam who was there for that one. Yeah, minor. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was blocked on YouTube. That was the issue. I think that's what happened as well in that lacrosse game that we had to do on a phone at Padua. RIP to that capture card. Gone but never forgotten. But I feel like it could go either way. Holy Name knows what to expect from Lake Catholic, but I'm sorry. This Lake Catholic team is 10 times better than anyone expected. I was talking to people, I believe it was at the Fest, about Lake Catholic, and they said their team wasn't good going back from the prior year. They're 7-1 going into a game against Walsh Jesuit that isn't as unwinnable as once thought. I think they could easily win that game. I'm going to say that. I feel like Holy Name can combat the physicality of Nemo and Sears because arguably there were a couple push-offs in the end zone due to the height, but you kind of have to pull. I think what was called, I'm not disagreeing with the calls that were given. I'm just saying when you have the size advantage like that, you can't penalize them for the size advantage. That's the issue. You kind of got to find that fine line. But if Holy Name can somehow find a way to combat that, I mean, Nick Emmett is back. He's a big body. Put him back there. See what he can do. I think they can be poised for it. But right now, Holy Name, I think they have a good shot to get there. And I don't think they're worried about Frank Trinetti and co. They're worried about Avery Holt, Alex Simons, and then Kuhl, Farsons, and Nick Benkins. They're worried about those kind of guys this week and next week. The 3 last ones going for Valley Forge, and the other 2 this week for the Rangers. And now we go into predictions, where I actually calculated the predictions here. In last place is the fan vote, getting back over 500 after last week, 49 and 47. They're doing well. They had some good picks last week. I'm in 3rd place. I would be 1 game behind Damien, but you know, I chose against the Kelseys here. It wasn't a good idea. That was a great game. Shout out Marquise Davis, the running back of Cleveland Heights. 349 yards and 6 touchdowns, I believe it was. Something insane like that. That was probably, if OHSA gave out a game of the year, that was the game of the year 100%, no matter probably what happens down the stretch. But everyone got the same record. I believe everyone's 9-3. Cam, that keeps you in first place at 70-26. Damien, 67-33. I think we're going to have a couple differences this week. Going into game number 1 here, Buckeye versus Gilmore. Who do you guys have winning?
Buckeye.
Buckeye.
The fan vote goes with Buckeye. But you know what? I got to have some bias here. I believe Gilmore's quarterback, or at least a player on the team, is a Pantech. The Pantechs went to SJJ. I got to give some love to them. Go Gilmore Academy. Go Lancers. Beautiful baseball field. I think they're going to win tonight. I'm not going to do the Lone Wolf thing. This is not NFL Network. This is not that kind of high production. It's the Lone Wolf. Not yet. There it is. Here.
Eventually.
Oh, don't worry. They'll call me Rich Eisen. Don't worry. One game a year commentating, the rest in the studio. Game number 2, Elyria Catholic versus Fairview. I believe I can easily say across the board, Elyria Catholic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Westlake, all across the board, game number 3?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Fan vote also agrees on those. Game number 4, we're going to have some difference here. The Bay wins the fan vote. Who do you gentlemen have winning?
Rocky River.
Rocky River.
Julian Patty is a different beast. Put him in the game. He's going to, I could say this week, 350 yards against Bay's defense. It's going to be a game for the ages. Both teams score 40 plus, but the Pirates won by 3. Game number 5, a game actually requested for us to predict Brecksville versus Twinsburg. The fan vote went with the Bees, who are having actually a very good season. Who do you gentlemen have winning?
The Dyna Bees can't pull through for me, but hopefully Brecksville can.
You just own every team in Medina County,
I
don't
know.
you?
Well, they're the Bees, man, so I don't even.
Well, I mean, you guys beat them in baseball, if I'm not mistaken.
We did.
There you go. I'm still going to
Harrison
Brecksville.
Frank on
And
them.
that was Harrison Frank's game. And you'll see that next week, Holy Name Students, in the newspaper being released hopefully next week, assuming it's done. Game number 6, Eds Moeller, probably game of the week here. I think we're splitting here. The fan vote goes with Eds. Cam, make your case for why the team who also plays here for their home games is going to win.
Just a gut feeling. I don't know. I mean, I literally didn't have it predicted until I was kind of thinking about it on the way here, and I was like, why not just go with Eds, right? I mean, I felt like you two were probably going to go with Moeller, but
You're not right. So, Archbishop Moeller.
whatever.
Moeller, if Cam gets this one, he's pretty much clinched to win the predictions. He's going to win the predictions as it is for the 2nd year in a row. But you know what? Moeller, I think, is going to win. And then going into another controversial game, the fan vote says Bo knows, winning for Vaz J over St. V's. Who do you guys have winning that game?
I'm so sorry. St. Vincent, St. Mary.
Bo does not know.
The house that LeBron built gets another win. Yeah. Game number 8, Coach Polo's old team versus NDCL. The fan vote goes with the Bruins. Gentlemen, who do you got?
I'm going to go with the Bruins on this one, actually.
Don't like them. Gonna go with the Bruins.
Oh, okay. I'm taking the Chardon outfit here. Give me Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. A bounce back season for them. I think they get a big win tonight. That's a second Lone Wolf overall for me tonight. I believe I have more Lone Wolves tonight than the fan vote.
Yeah, hey.
I think you do too.
And we might have another one. Actually, no, the fan vote will agree with me on this one, Elyria. They won by 1. Basically, it was, I think they won the broadcasting poll. On my poll, they lost, but just lost by enough to get the win. Gentlemen, Elyria or the Middies?
Middies.
I'm going Elyria. Last week, if they lost that game to Steele, obviously I'm going to go Midview in this game. But I'm going to say this right now. Amherst Steele, usually not the best of team. This year they're doing well. Don't let 3 and 5 get you confused here. They had the best ever game from a quarterback last time out for them. I believe it's going to be a big game. Give me Elyria. They're a good team. Get them the 2 wins on the year. And then I think we're pretty much going to agree the way out here. But number 10, Berea Mid-Park versus Olmsted Falls. The fan vote goes with Mid-Park. Gentlemen,
Olmsted.
Olmsted Falls. West Holmes all the way around?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, West Holmes.
Yes, West Holmes.
They knocked us out a couple years ago, but they're going to beat New Philadelphia. Both teams, I believe, 6-2 on the year. But West Holmes gets the win. And then finally, the game of the week in America. Number 1, Mater Dei takes on number 9, St. John Bosco. Tickets sold out in 3 minutes. Fan vote goes Mater Dei by the last vote being for Mater Dei. It was 50% for both. It was even. But in that case, I just go with the last vote. I forget who it was. But nonetheless, is it a Mater Dei sweep?
Yeah.
They're number 1 for a reason.
There we go. The Latin team is going to win. I have 2 Latin teams winning there, NDCL and Mater Dei. Look at that. And with that, now we go into mid-money lines here. And we got to explain this new segment here. A lot of games that are big in these weeks, we don't really predict because they're projected to be blowout games in either direction here. So the rule for mid-money lines is it must be 16.5 and up or a 3-score game for either team. And basically, what we did is we take Drew Pastor's predictions. If a team is supposed to win by 17, convert to 16.5 in the money lines. And just a kind of disclosure, no betting going on. We just don't. We're just using it for this example here, just to kind of give you predictions for other games, because I think we're all going to agree with the team who's projected to win these games. I think it's just going to be simply which team covers the spread, and it kind of gets an interesting layer and gets us now to 20 games, or actually, 20 games.
Are these counting?
These are not counting for predictions.
Okay,
I read the email. I sent it out in the email.
You did.
This is why we can't have nice things,
I
ladies
read
and
no
gentlemen.
email.
It's 6:32.
I just hit the dock. I copied. Okay.
Me too.
It's 6:32. Let's get this done. St. Xavier minus 21.5 versus St. Ignatius. Does Ignatius cover or does St. Xavier?
Xavier.
Xavier wins by more than 21.5. I agree. Game number 2, Joe Kinney, Cody Miller, and the Bears of North Royalton. 28.5-point underdogs against Hudson. What do you got for the line?
Hudson.
Sorry, Joe.
I think Hudson's going to win by more than 28.5. Hudson, another big night for them. Game number 3, I think this is one I think we're all going to agree on again, but the first one that's going to be on a team supposed to lose to cover the spread. Avon, 43.5. They now have a new all-time leading rusher for their team. Do they win by 43.5 or more this week?
Favorite football memory being Rocky River sophomore year.
No, what?
Plans after high school, continue playing football and study exercise
This one?
science.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Thank you
I
goes
believe
out to
Amherst,
God,
yes.
his mom, dad, and every
40,
coach who was
44
helpful
points
this
is a
year.
lot. No.
Aiden Maxwell.
I feel like it's going to be a very similar game to game number 6, where Avon's going to put up a ton of points in the first half. All the starters are rested, and then Amherst still gets some points. I think it's going to be a closer game. I'd say Amherst loses by 28. I'm going to say that'll be the line. And going to a team projected to lose by 28, Strongsville against Menor. Who do you have covering?
We'll go with Strongsville.
Whoa. Menor.
Give me Strongsville losing by 21, but still covering. Mr. Literal's former school, Benedictine, they take on Brush. Who do you have winning? Not who you have winning. We all have Benedictine, but who do you have covering that line?
Benny.
Give me Benny in that as well. I think they're going by 35. Warren G. Harding, 39.5-point underdogs to Washington Massillon. Who do you gentlemen have winning? Not winning, but winning the spread.
Harding.
Plans after high school, get a bachelor's degree.
I got Massillon.
I think the one Owens plays himself out of the game. They put up 45 in the first half. Harding puts up 14 in the second. Doesn't cover the spread. Harding covers the spread. The penultimate game here. Austintown Fitch versus Boardman. Youngstown teams here. Fitch supposed to win by 31.5. Who they cover?
Yeah. Fitch is going to cover it.
Yeah, I go with Fitch here.
Give me Fitch. Game number 8. Gleno, 22.5-point underdogs to Canton McKinley. Who you got?
Let's go with Glen Oak.
I got Glen Oak.
McKinley wins by 2 scores. Glen Oak covers the spread. And then a final game here. We're not going to count it for anything. Lake Catholic are 18-point underdogs. I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to predict it right now. Lake Catholic gets a win over Walsh Jesuit in a big upset, the upset of the night.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe it.
And now, from one bold prediction to another, here is bold predictions. What do you gentlemen have this week in regards to bold predictions that I don't know if we've actually gotten one of these right yet?
Okay.
I've been close.
I've been close to the one that I got the closest was I said it would be Jawan Bryant with the 2 touchdowns. It was another Ed's kid and Blake Feliciano. Half a point?
No.
I showed my work. I deserve some points.
I'm not Mr. Williamson.
Okay, give your bold predictions.
We spoke a lot about passing game, so I'm going to stick with the passing game. Andrew a lot healthier than in weeks past. I'm going Andrew's going to throw for 150 yards.
Bro.
What?
You stole it out of...
Escorted by his parents, Tamika and Justin.
And then I also wrote something about pick sixes, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Cole bounces back and throws 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I guess I added a 2 touchdowns part on, but still.
I said 2 pick sixes. But
Take Andrew Cole and replace with Xavier Rodriguez and replace passing for rushing. My prediction, Xavier Rodriguez, 150 rushing yards on the ground. A big night for him. I think it's going to be a big game for X tonight as they go on to win a nice game here. And then keys to victory, we have 5. Get big stops on 3rd and 4th down. That's kind of been the killer for Holy Name this year. They've gotten to 3rd down and long, but they haven't been able to stop it. Then you go to number 2, win the mental battle. We said it, mentality is undefeated. Taking an airbarism that we've had in class of the market's undefeated, mentality is undefeated. I will flip that, I will die on that hill here. Whichever team wants this game more will win it. Thing number 3, win in the trenches. We talked about that earlier. You got to hold your breath. You got to be ready to do so, and you got to be ready to pull. You got to be ready to change assignments on the fly. Number 4, Holy Name is fueled by motivation for the playoffs. You could say it as a key to victory for Lakewood even, fueled by a run to the playoffs. Whichever team wants to make the playoffs, we're going to win this game. And then finally, trust the hot hand. That has been the Achilles heel of Holy Name. If the passing games are working, for some reason they run the ball more. Stick to whatever works. If Xavier Rodriguez has 10 carries for 100 yards, give the ball to Xavier Rodriguez. If Jawan Bryant has 300 yards on 3 catches, give the ball to Jawan Bryant once again. And yes, it's possible, technically, depending on how far back you are. But you get what I mean. You give the ball to whoever the hot hand is. And with that note, we're going to end the Holy Name Broadcasting pregame show. Thank you for tuning in. Your time currently 6:37. We'll be back on in 23 minutes to bring a kickoff of this must-win GLC East contest.
Goes out to his mom, God, all the coaches for
Must-win GLC East football here on this Friday evening at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lakewood, Ohio, home of both the Lakewood Rangers and the St. Edwards Eagles. But tonight, the Green Wave, with a 2-6 record, take on the 2-6 Lakewood Rangers here. I am Nathan Smee, alongside me, Cam and Ragazzo. Damian Webb will be with us in a little bit to give us some score updates. But Cam, a must-win game for both teams going into the playoffs. Both the 2-6 record. Who has the edge going into tonight's contest?
I don't usually say this, but I'm going to go with the opposition of Lakewood here. I mean, it's their senior night, so all their seniors are being recognized. It's playing on their home turf. This is where they, would probably like to play every single game, even though they can't. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Lakewood here just for the sake of their senior night. They're going to play for their seniors, and they're playing on their home turf.
To play devil's advocate here, I'm going to go with Holy Name here. Last week was kind of rough, but going back to 2 weeks ago, that Normandy win was huge for them. Not the prettiest game that we've ever seen, but still a good job from that team in the end to hunker down and get the win for the Green Wave. Like I said, it wasn't pretty. Eli Gregg ran through the defense, kind of something that Lakewood saw last week against the Invaders. But Holy Name was able to get the job done in the end. But you know what? I do kind of see why you say Lakewood. Both their wins this season have come on home turf. That big win coming against Clearview, and then as well that big win they had score-wise against the John Marshall Lawyers, I believe, in week 1. 2-0 start, 6 losses since then. But Holy Name, they have not done well on the road this season. The road stretch to end the season of 3 games. This is game number 2 of 3 on the road, and if they make the playoffs, they'll probably be 4 and 5, and then the neutral if they get there. But I feel like either team does have a point to make for why they would have an advantage tonight. Only time will tell. But we're going to see a different quarterback for Lakewood than we saw last time that we saw this team. This time, make way, Alex Simons, for the Florida transfer, Avery Holt, the junior, coming from the panhandle of the United States all the way up here to Northeast Ohio. What do you expect to see from him tonight?
Are we confirming that he's from Florida?
We're going to go with that he's from Florida.
Okay. All right, Florida quarterback. A lot of different temperatures from Florida to Ohio.
I definitely agree with that one. Currently on the sideline, saying a quick prayer before the game, so definitely respect to Avery Holt for that. But I'm going to see a lot from him tonight. Last week, an impressive job from him against Normandy. 17 for 28, 233 yards, and a touchdown in the air. 14 carries, 62 yards, and 1 house call on the ground. A dual-threat quarterback. And speaking of dual threats, you also have to be able to prepare for the opportunity of Alex Simons to get the ball tonight. He played well against Holy Name last year. Yes, it was a 32-2 contest, but watching that game back, Lakewood held Holy Name pretty close in that game. It wasn't until the second quarter where the Green Wave started to pull away. It was a 6-2 contest at one point after a safety. But anytime these two teams play against each other, something crazy happens. Last time we were here, Mason Craycraft, a touchdown on the end zone where the Philly special happened. Last year, the safety. Basketball, 2 great contests where, well, I believe at least one game went to overtime, maybe both of them. For baseball, 2 big wins for the Rangers. For volleyball, they split, the away team winning both of those contests. So far this year, it has been a nice back-and-forth battle for these teams. Only time will tell to see what will happen here. Ball will be sent away on the kick, and we are underway at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. Ball will be taken in at around the 10-yard line as Holy Name will take their run up here. And I believe that was Jawan Bryant on the return. Gets to about I believe they're going to mark him down at the 27-yard line. And now for the Green Wave, senior quarterback Andrew Cole steps onto the field. Last week, 2 for 8 yards. A rough game for him going out with injury at the half. What do you expect to see in a bounce-back game for him tonight?
Oh, just like I said in the pregame, so I expect to see maybe a couple of short passes early, a couple of screen passes to probably some targeted guys as we did highlight in the pregame show, and I just expect to try and get him on a roll early here.
I definitely agree, and he will have Will Diggs back. He should be not on a pitch count anymore tonight after nursing an injury last couple of weeks. He'll get the first carry of the night as he has some room to continue. He'll get a first down and a couple extra yards added on to it. Give him to the 41-yard line. A nice little gain on the play from William Dix, and he expects to get plenty of touches tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, first carry, you get a first down. I hope he's not on a pitch count. Obviously, his ankle has been bothering him, but hopefully tonight he's all good to go.
If not, Holy Name still has the option of Xavier Rodriguez, who's not on the field as of now. Second handoff of the game to William Dix, as he has plenty of room this time as well. Gets near a first down, but they're going to mark him a yard shy of it at midfield. So give him 9, which will set up second down and 1.
But still, that's pretty much 2 carries for, what, 20 yards? Because he got more than he needed on the first. But, hey, like we always say, feed the hot hand.
I was about to say that. My prediction was, like I said, Xavier Rodriguez, 10 carries for 100 yards. Right now, William Dix is on pace to get that kind of production here. It'll be second down and 1 at midfield. This handoff will go to Nick Nemeth, and he has some room up the gut here as he is able to get his way past the 35, maybe to the 34-yard line. A nice run on the play from Nick Nemeth, finding open space, and as of right now, 3 carries for the Green Wave. No answer for the Rangers.
First and 10 from the 34.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't care if we get in the red zone. I don't care what happens. This should be a run here, in my opinion.
It'll be another handoff, the third to William Dix, and the Rangers finally are able to combat the run game. That tackle in on the play from Aiden Maxwell, the defensive lineman, 5'10", 210-pound senior, making a nice play. His first involvement on tonight's ballgame.
Yeah, that was just simply a good play by him. I mean, he came around the edge. The line had it pretty blocked up well, except, you know, you always have that guy coming off the edge unblocked in order to have better blocking on the play, on the way the play is going.
And now it will be second down and 9. It will be Maxwell and Horton, the 2 main players for this defense of the Rangers. It will be Maxwell on the defensive line and Horton in the secondary as a linebacker, number 52. We saw Lindsley's number 52 play a lot like Ray Lewis. Cole looks to throw for the first time tonight. He gets out of a sack. The pass is incomplete. A diving effort there from number 13 of the Rangers, Chris Byrne. An incomplete pass. He's over for 1 tonight. It looked like the intended target of that pass was Nicholas Nemeth.
Yeah, I mean, had a guy pretty much right on his left there, and I mean, he just kind of had to get that ball up before he got sacked, and just a bit of an overthrow, kind of off the back foot there.
I like the idea there from Cole, but this is what we talk about in pregame. Holy Name runs the ball on first down, an incomplete pass on second down. It game plans you into a potential throw. Instead, it's going to be a run on third down. Will Dix gets maybe a yard or 2 on the carry. Give him to the 32, and it'll be 4th down and around 7. And now it's potentially 4-down territory time.
4th and 8 from the 32.
Be 4th down and 8, and let's see what Holy Name does. The personnel will change, as it will be a punt for the Green Wave here. The ball at the 32-yard line, as it will be Jalen Siggers, number 1, back deep to return this one for the Rangers. He will step in between the 5 and the goal line. Looking for a good punt here from sophomore Patrick Soul as he boots the ball away, and it looks like it will be a decent punt. And it takes a Holy Name roll within the 10, and they're going to mark it down at around the 7. A nice punt there from Patrick Soul, but now the offensive duties turn over to quarterback Avery Holt, the junior transfer, 6'2", 215. Like we said last week, 17 for 28. Do you expect to see a pass or a run here on first down, however, for the transfer?
Somehow, by football law, almost every game opens up with a run with both teams' first possession, so I would have to bet on a run.
And he looks to try to find number 5, Alex Simons. That'll be one of his big targets. Not in the game, it appears, on first down. We'll have to monitor that one as the game goes on. But nonetheless, first down and 10. Ball spotted at the 7-yard line after the nice punt from Soul. It will be a handoff here to begin the game. And the Rangers are able to push their way forward to the 10. A nice little run there from McCulloch. Give him 3 yards on that carry.
Davis on the tackle for the Green Wave. A gain of 3. 2nd and 7 from the 10.
And now the second down and 7. I don't know who they're crediting with the tackle on that one. Potentially Jeffrey Bird in on the tackle. Nonetheless, it's second down and 7. Ball at the 10-yard line here for the Rangers after the handoff to Kukulik. Looking to throw for the first time is Avery Holt, and it is picked off by the Green Wave. 10-5. Aiden Butler, his former home, scores a touchdown. Holy Name strikes first. Aiden Butler, plenty of picks at early points in the game. That was fun. His first house call of the season, and one at that. Aiden Butler, what a job from him being a ball hawk.
For the Green Wave, touchdown.
Every single time I have a defensive touchdown, I was going to go with an Aiden Butler pick 6 again this week. Of course it happens when I don't make my bold prediction.
But a nice job there from number 42, Aiden Butler, just A nice little ball hawk there. He baited the throw, got in front of it, and it was easy to the house. The former Eds kid storing out what would have been his home field this year. Holy Name up 6-0 over the Lakewood Rangers, and that's kind of the start Holy Name wanted. The offense kind of stalled towards the end of that drive, but the defense bails him out. Aiden Butler. There's a reason he was on the graphic for the Green Wave this week, earning it there.
Yeah, and I mean, he just read the quarterback's eyes that whole entire play. The quarterback was staring down his receiver, and Aiden Butler said, that is mine.
And now it'll be Chase Josby, the lefty on here for the extra point attempt. The kick is up, almost blocked, and it will sail through the uprights. Lakewood's defense made a stop, but it wasn't enough. A pick six from Aiden Butler to the right side end zone here at First Federal Lakewood Stadium gives Holy Name a 7-0 lead with 8:38 left to go in the first quarter. So we'll take our first media timeout of the night and be back on in a minute. Holy Name's defense puts the first points on the board of this contest. Aiden Butler, watching film, as you said, Cam, will kind of explain what that means after this kick, as Josity will send this ball away. Holy Name with a 7-0 lead over the Lakewood Rangers, and a deserving lead so after that interception, as Josity sends this ball away on a squib back within the 25 to the 20-yard line, where the Rangers will fall on it and will start at the 20. But Cam, kind of explain what you saw when watching last week. Damien kind of mentioned it to you. What would happen on that play that was picked off?
I mean, as Damien said, he was watching some of the Lakewood game last week, and he said they ran that same play like 8 or 9 times, and it got picked off twice. So, obviously, Holy Name and certainly Aiden Butler has been watching the film, and Aiden Butler knows where the quarterback likes to throw on that play, and he threw to Aiden Butler on that play.
And Lakewood, there's going to be plenty more opportunities for them to correct that, but Holy Name, plenty more opportunities to get an interception here. Like I said, last game, 28 passing attempts for Lakewood, kind of a high number when you look at high school football as a whole. The only team really in the GLC that competes with that would be Rocky River and Julian Patty. On first down here, it is McCulloch as he gets to around the 26-yard line. So quick little gain there on the play.
Yeah, and I noticed it early, but they didn't call it. I'm pretty sure their left tackle, and Mr. Smee agrees with me, I'm pretty sure their left tackle definitely moved early, but no call on that play. But they're going to give him that, so we'll monitor that moving forward.
Nonetheless, Colin Dosco in on the tackle for the Green Wave to take him down after the gain of 5 on the left side. Second down and 5 for the Rangers. Holt, another handoff to McCulloch, and McCulloch is met there. Ragone in on the tackle. The first man in there, Evan Straczynski, not starting the last couple of games, makes an impact early on. A nice tackle there. Potentially for loss, depending where they spot the ball, and it will be a loss of 2 there. Evan Straczynski, that's a way to reintroduce yourself to the lineup.
Yeah, I was just going to say, hey, welcome back, Evan.
And now that will set up third down and 7 for the Rangers. Not much offense for them yet tonight. A couple runs so far, and the only passing attempt being picked off, but yet a touchdown for the Green Wave. And now third down and 7. This looks to be passing attempt number 2 of the night.
Would you be wary of making another pass, though, if the first one was picked off?
They're stacking everyone on one side. It will be a QB keeper to the outside for Holt, as Holt has some room and cuts upfield. It'll be a first down, as he is kind of clipped at the end at the 35, taken down. I believe they're going to credit Xavier Rodriguez with the tackle, and even though it was a first down, you got to look at that play from the standpoint of a tackle. Xavier Rodriguez got low and took out the engine there of Avery Holt. A nice textbook tackle there from Xavier Rodriguez. And now it sets up first down 10 at the 35 for the Rangers. That'll be, I believe, their first down of the contest. It'll be a traditional doubles right set here for them as they look to continue driving the ball down the field to take back the points they lost on their first drive. Holt's going to step up in the pocket and be taken down from behind. They're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage. Diego Nunny in on the tackle from behind for the Green Wave. Make it a cancelable play. Second down and 10 upcoming. Nunny, one of the many in rotation for that defensive line. Diego Nunny, Jeffrey Bird getting some reps on the defensive line. Costanzo as well. Dominic in for the Green Wave at plenty of times this year. A lot of rotation on this defensive line. Coach Day is not afraid to pull 3 or 4 of his guys at a given time in these contests and really switch things up for the Green Wave, and has really caught some teams off guard. As it will be second down and 10. Nunny finally getting down in his stance. Looked like he was going to be up for a second. It'll be an Avery Holt keeper here up the gut, as he'll be forced down at the last second there. And after pushing him back to around the 42, I believe the tackle in on the play from Aiden Butler, once again, his second involvement of the contest.
And so far after that pick, they have not thrown the ball yet, and it's 3rd and 2, and I wouldn't expect them to do the same thing if they ran the ball on 3rd and 7. They're 5 yards closer. Why not keep the same thing going?
And Avery Holt doing a nice job putting that behind him. He's had a couple nice runs here. He's doing a nice job reading, and his line doing an excellent job blocking for him. I would not be surprised to see him take the ball, or even McCulloch on 3rd down. It will be Avery Holt taking it on 3rd down and 2. Holy Name might have an answer, but Holt is able to just shift out to the outside a little bit more and get to the 49 and get a first down for the Rangers. It was definitely close to not being a first down, but a bounce-out effort from Holt gets him to the outside. Trzynski tackles him before going into Holy Name territory.
And he is, that isn't his throwing arm, but he is shaking his forearm as maybe he got a face mask to the hand. Is probably one of the things I could probably think of. Maybe he got stepped on, but so that maybe to keep an eye on. It's not really his throwing hand, so.
As I mentioned, it will be Alex Simons most likely to take over in the event they needed someone else in. As now the handoff will go to McCulloch, as McCulloch will go into Holy Name territory, and a shoelace kind of tackle at the legs takes him down. Evan Trzynski, tackle number 3 of the contest.
Yeah, and I mean, just so far, Lakewood's just doing a good job of staying on schedule. I don't know why it is 2nd down, but the chains say it's 3rd down.
And there it is. The ref is going to do it, and a nice job from the box. They're going to announce it as well, trying to make sure everything is running smoothly. Make it now 2nd down and 4, as it should be after the gain of 6 on the nice little run from McCulloch. Lakewood, this will be their first play inside Holy Name territory of the contest. Holt, pass number 2. That one's almost picked off, but a nice catch there on the far side as the ball carrier taken down around the 40. I believe that'll be Aiden Maxwell, the tight end, who was able to get it now, move the chains for a Lakewood first down. And Rodriguez in on another tackle.
Yeah, and that's a good way to get some confidence back. I mean, not trying anything too far down the field, just, a little just sit down route and being able to get that first down there. And as I was saying before, I mean, Lakewood's doing a good job so far of just staying ahead of schedule.
Another thing is, want to monitor Simons on the sideline, just waiting to get in the game. We'll be waiting to see him get some involvement, as Holt will keep it here on the stretch on first down, trying to get to the outside edge. Speaking of edge, Rayshon Ederson in on the tackle for the Green Wave. And Lakewood's physicality there just showing more. It wasn't a hold, but a nice job. I believe it was in the left tackle, who was in charge of kind of doing a stretch step. Had a nice hand on Ragon's jersey. Kind of shifted him a little bit. It wasn't a hold based on the way we look at his hands. It looked like it was just naturally done. But he did an excellent job forcing Ragon outside, and that'll be enough for Coach Wondolowski to burn his first timeout. So we'll take another timeout here with 3:37 left to go in the first quarter. Lakewood driving down the field, down 7-0 to the Green Wave. Lakewood back on the field here. 3:37 left to go in the first quarter. Down 7-0 to the Green Wave. There'll be a handoff here right off of the bat to the cheers of the Rangers coaches. That handoff going to number 31, who we do not have on our roster, getting a carry there for the Rangers. A nice little run there, switching
Tackle
up.
by Dix for the Green Wave.
Just a different runner in the game. Some cheers from the Lakewood coaches box. So my guess is that is a new call-up for this team. So that'll be something to monitor for tonight's game. At the next break, we're trying to do some fact-checking here to figure out who he is. But for the time being, number 31 into the game running the ball. Now it's Holt on first down, and Avery Holt breaks a tackle and forces his way forward, but the line shoves him down. Nice job from the defensive line of the Green Wave. Dasco and I believe Jeffrey Bird was able to force him to the ground. Depends where they give forward progress to. It looks like they're going to keep it at seconds down and 10.
2nd and 10 from the 28.
But still, just another nice tackle there from the Green Wave. Like we said, you got to win in the trenches in this contest. As of right now, Hoyam is doing an excellent job of doing so. Second down and 10. Handoff once again to number 31. As number 31 gets a little bit of a welcome to the field call as he is forced down pretty hard around the line of scrimmage once again. They're going to give him a couple extra yards, maybe to the 27. So make it 3rd down and about 9. It looks like they give him 1.
3rd down and 9 from the 27.
As he'll go to the sidelines now, it'll be McCulloch back into the game for the Rangers. Now 3rd down and 9. We expect to see another pass here.
Yes.
Most likely a passing down.
They could go for 4-down territory as well if they do decide to run it.
Would not be surprised here if they were more aggressive on this 3rd down, but only time will tell. It is 3rd down and 9. Holt is going to look to throw, actually going to scramble out. He saw his time to throw if he wants to, but he's going to be met and is able to get out of a tackle from Dix and is forced out of bounds, and a boneheaded move there. A late tackle will potentially move the chains for some yards. Colin Dasco, the culprit on an extracurricular tackle.
I mean, he hit him out of bounds and was in the process of wrapping him up. And I mean, I don't.
From what I saw, it looked like he was out of bounds and then made a move to take him down. I believe it's the right call. And even before it was thrown, I agree with the call there. Just an unfortunate penalty to give up there. I believe that might be the first flag of the night.
Yes.
Not what you want to see. The defense made a nice play, but just an extracurricular tackle gives Lakewood the ball within the red zone. Their first red zone trip of the night, as they'll be at the 13 for 1st down and 10.
It up for Lakewood. 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 13.
Ball now at the 13-yard line here for the Rangers. They're looking to score before the end of the first. They still have 92 seconds to do so. Holt's going to keep it and look to throw on 1st down. He's going to try to take it himself, get a couple of yards, and he'll be taken out of bounds on 2 low tackles. Costco and Dix going for the ankles, and they'll force him out of bounds on the far sideline.
Forced out of bounds by Costco and Dix.
Give him to around the 12, maybe 11-yard line.
I think they're going to give him a yard.
They are going to give him a yard to the 12. 2nd down and 9 upcoming, but a nice tackle from both of them.
2nd and 9
Not necessarily a tackle. They kind of forced them out of play, but Dasco, along with Dix, did a nice job there of going low and making sure that Holt had nowhere to go. And on the flip side, a nice job there from Holt. I know a couple people are thinking throw the ball away. Instead, he was able to get an extra yard out of it, which could prove to be enough, as this game is a game of inches, yards, plenty of those measurements. There'll be a handoff here on 2nd down, and McCulloch's able to get to around the 10-yard line, depending where they mark it, a gain of yard or 2. It'll be 3rd down and medium for the Rangers. Depending where they mark it, they're going to give them an extra yard. So it's 3rd down and long. Ball spotted at the 11-yard line. And now 1 minute remains in the first quarter. After this quarter, we're going to go to Damien for some score updates, if he has any.
And depending on how close they get here, or maybe just what happens during this play, they could go for on 4th down. I'm not too sure about their kicker. I didn't really watch warm-ups.
I did not see anything about a kicker. I know last time that we played them, I believe the only extra point of the game attempted was missed. Holt's going to run it here on 3rd down. He is close. It might be a 1st down. Get him to around the 3. It's going to be 4-down territory regardless of where they spot it. And it's not going to have to be 4-down territory. It'll be 1st down and goal. An excellent run up the middle from Avery Holt. Doesn't matter if he's playing in Florida or Ohio, it seems like he's a stud out there for the Rangers.
1st and goal from the 3.
And now 2 potential threats in the backfield. McCulloch along with Holt Clock's going to run down. They might not run a play. They will. Holt to try to punch it in and end the first quarter. And he will be just shy. It looked like the last effort of tossing him down almost tossed him into the end zone there. He'll be down at around the 2-yard line. And that will do it here for the first quarter. End of one. 7-0 Holy Name lead. Courtesy of an Aiden Butler pick six. You're watching Holy Name versus Lakewood football on your home for Holy Name Sports, Holy Name Athletics YouTube. One quarter in the books here at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. The Green Wave up 7-0 over the Rangers, but the Rangers are 2 yards away from making it a 1-point game. If you're just tuning in, I'm Nathan Smee alongside me, Cameron Ragazzo. And we're looking for the first offensive touchdown of the contest. And the handoff will go to McCulloch to begin the second as he'll be shy at the 1-yard line. So it'll be third down and goal at the 1 now here for the Rangers. And now you have a tough choice. Do you give the ball back to McCulloch or do you trust Avery Holt and try to run off the gut?
Me personally, I'm trusting the quarterback. I keep forgetting names. Avery Holt. Yeah.
Let's see what the Rangers have up here. A couple years ago, Coach Polo had his Padua team on the goal line. The Green Wave showed resolve and kept them out of the end zone. Let's see what Holy Name's defense has cooked up here on third down and goal at the 1. Holt looking to pass here. He's going to run up the middle, and he is going to be shy, I think. They're going to mark him. Give him to maybe the 1-yard line. Lakewood's in shock that it's shy, as it's definitely close, but they're going to mark him down. It's going to be 4-down territory. They're going to take the ball here and try to run it, but an interesting decision there not to just run up the gut immediately on third down.
Brotherly shove, question mark?
And they have to be careful about it because if they do it a wrong way, it is a penalty in the OHSAA, as Holy Name has gotten flagged on it before. I believe it was the Lakewood game last year we got flagged on it. Holt will take it this time, and this time, no doubt about it, Avery Holt finds the end zone. Touchdown, Lakewood Rangers. Avery Holt deservingly gets into the end zone. An excellent run from Avery Holt. Holy Name held him once, but couldn't hold him twice. But still, Avery Holt's done an excellent job. Considering the fact his first throw of the night was a house call for the Green Wave, he has bounced back exceptionally for this Lakewood team and has really put his head down. And now he's on to kick the extra point here. So now we might see that one player, I believe it was Ben Barnes of the Buckeye Bucks, had pretty much 18 of the 24 points for them in that game. And it looks like things will halt for now. Is there will be a flag here?
I think it's going to be an offsides on us.
If it is offside, does that change the name of the game here if you're Lakewood? It appears that it doesn't.
So.
It'll be an extra point attempt here for the quarterback slash kicker, Avery Holt. On the hold will be Byrne. Snaps good, holds good. The kick is going to be into the defensive line via a line drive, as Lakewood is able to get within one, but not able to convert the extra point. And now Holy Name a 7-6 lead over the Rangers, just like last year. Lakewood, the first extra point of the game, or actually no, 2 years ago I should say, going to be missed. And with that, we'll take a break. Lakewood gets on the board via a rushing touchdown from Avery Holt. The extra point, no good. Holy Name holds on to a 1-point lead. We'll be back on in a minute. Lakewood finds the end zone via a 1-yard rushing touchdown from Avery Holt. Extra point, no good. As in Lakewood, Ohio, your score 7-6 in favor of the Green Wave. Holt sends this one back deep into the Ranger end zone. His Holy Name will now have another opportunity on offense. But before that, we will go to Damien for our game break as he gets ready. Damien, only a couple scores for us. What scores you got for us?
2 scores right now. Rocky River up 7-0 against Bay. And then another game, kind of an upset for me. Vast J is up 14-6 against St. Vincent St. Mary.
Thank you, Damien, for those updates. He'll be in and around throughout the rest of tonight's contest, getting us some updates. Just kind of a slow night to start things off here. A longer first quarter. We still have 10:44 left to go in the first half, but we're about a half hour into tonight's contest. First down and 10, ball at the 20-yard line after the touchback. Andrew Cole looks to get things rolling again on offense. The handoff will go to Rodriguez, his first of the night, as he is taken down from behind. Give him to the 25. So a quick little gain there of 5 to begin this drive for the Green Wave.
And you start by staying ahead of schedule by gaining 5 yards on first down. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good plan to me.
And I think if you're Holy Name, you don't get the ball to begin the second half. Lakewood has proven they can drive down the field as long as they have good ball security. They can get down the field and score with ease. If you're Holy Name, you want to drill a couple minutes off this clock and then try to score. That is your goal here, trying to run down the clock. Cole instead trying to get it done in one play. Across the field, pass is caught by Jawan Bryant. He has some room to go. The 30, the 20, the 10. And he'll be taken down within the 10, maybe give him to the 7, maybe. They're going to say a little bit more to the 8. But Jawan Bryant, welcome back to the show. 2 former St. Ed's kids making plays on St. Ed's home field tonight.
I mean, yeah, he just took the top of the defense there. Cole, a really well-placed ball right into the hands of Jawan Bryant and just stride for stride, caught him in stride and was able to make a play, and now inside the red zone.
Forget the idea of going slow and methodically. Holy Name has the ball at the 8-yard line. Rodriguez up the middle, and he is in for a Holy Name touchdown. Xavier Rodriguez, what a touchdown for him. 8 yards untouched. Holy Name adds on to the lead now of 13-6. Another nice rush there from Rodriguez. He had 2 carries tonight, but he's made light work of it. 13 yards and a score.
Sorry to say, but that was not a slow and methodical drive.
I believe that might be 15 to 20 seconds drilled off the clock there. An excellent job, Jawan Bryant getting the space, connecting on the pass from Andrew Cole. Rodriguez does the rest. Holy Name, their offense is starting to heat up once again. And once again, it'll be the lefty Chase Josity on here for the extra point. Kick is up, almost blocked there by the Rangers, but it will go through the uprights and good. We call for slow and methodical, but Holy Name had other plans. Jawan Bryant sets up Xavier Rodriguez at the 8-yard line for an 8-yard score. Holy Name up 14-6 over the Lakewood Rangers. We'll be back on in a minute to bring you Lakewood's next drive here at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. We are back at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. Holy Name putting up a show. It's the 2 Eds kids making big plays. Aiden Butler, a house call. Jawan Bryant sets up sophomore Xavier Rodriguez for an 8-yard rushing score. Holy Name up 14-6 over the Lakewood Ranger. If you're just tuning in, I'm Nathan Smee, Cameron Ragazzo alongside me. We were talking about a slow, methodical drive for the Green Wave. Instead, they get it done in 2 plays after that comment. And now Lakewood starts to get things going here. It'll be McCulloch forcing his way forward, as he will able to force the pile forward to around the 33. But now we will see Avery Holt for his 3rd possession of the night. The one ending in a pick 6 to Butler. The other one ending in a 1-yard rushing score and a blocked extra point. What do you expect to see on drive number 3 from Avery Holt?
Will start 1st and 10.
You know, I could say the funny thing and say it's going to end in a touchdown because both the other ones already have. But I expect to see a lot of runs from Avery Holt just because that's been what's working so far.
And still no Alex Simons on the field for the Rangers. He's looking like he's up nearer to a coach, so he might be primed to come into the game shortly. But nonetheless, an 8-point deficit. The Rangers are looking to get all those points back on this drive and try to get some clock drilled off. That way Holy Name doesn't have much time to answer. It's first down and 10. That'll be a false start potentially.
Flag on the play.
Cam, what did you see on that play before the flag being thrown?
I think number 92 was scared to go against Joey Ragazzo, tried to get an early start there, and ref finally called that one.
That one being called on the tight end, Maxwell. I believe he already had 1 catch on the game tonight and 1 tackle. That one will be his first penalty of the night, and that'll back up the Rangers to their own 29, setting up first down and 15.
And this is what puts you behind schedule. Penalties.
That's been a killer for Holy Name throughout this whole season. Penalties at big times. I mean, even on that last drive for Lakewood, Colin Dasco, that tackle out of bounds. A big penalty that set up Lakewood, as without that one, they might not have scored. A low snap here. Holt will take it off the ground, and he does nicely to get a couple of yards there. Give him to around the 33-yard line. So he's able to get 4 of the 5 yards that he lost on the prior play. Make it second down and 11.
And so far, at least from what I've seen, Will Dix has just done a nice job of going low and going for their motor. On that one, he kind of goes pretty much at Avery Holt's knees, and just, I mean, it kind of does launch him forward a couple of yards, maybe 1 or 2 more yards than kind of I guess what a normal textbook tackle is. But I mean, still, he's knocking him down in second and 11 here, right? Or are they calling it second and 10?
They're going to say they gave him 5 on that prior play to hold. Second down and 10. It'll be a trips left set as Holt looks to throw here. It'll be a screen pass. Is caught by McCulloch. But who else but Evan Straczynski, another big tackle. That one, mark it down as a loss of 1.
Yeah, that's 2 plays, 2 tackles from Evan Straczynski. Both TFLs. Are they going to call that one a TFL?
I believe they've had he's had 4 tackles, 2 of them being TFLs.
I haven't been paying attention.
From the 33.
We've called his name a couple of times tonight, playing a pivotal role for the Green Wave. Now it'll be third down and 11. And this is the situations that Holy Name should be trying to avoid. Pass-dominant plays. The odds of this play being a pass are extremely high from the Rangers. Looking at the set you have, Avery Holt can run the ball maybe 5 or 6 yards, but that only does you so good. Gets you to around the 40 at best. And you're not going to go for it at your own 40. Your Holy Name proving they can score with ease. It will be a trips right set here on what will most likely be a passing down on third down and 11. Holt looking to throw, launches downfield, and it will be incomplete, out of the reach of the intended target there for Maxwell. We'll send the punt team onto the field for the Rangers. And nice job there down the field by Hunter Canchin, not putting too much pressure on to, actually that's a correction, that'll be Verderber, number 95, the other tight end for the Rangers, the freshman out there. But Canchin does need to be careful there on that play. It looked like it was getting a little too much use of the hands there on that play. If it was closer, he definitely has to be careful not to get a PI.
Yeah, definitely, as I was going to say, a ball seemed pretty much uncatchable, but still.
That's something to monitor for the game. A low snap, but corralled in, almost blocked, and that might be a late flag. Not going to be called. It's going to roll back.
I thought it might have gotten tipped at the line, but I'm not.
Give that ball down to around the 27, but Straczynski, lucky that was not called a late hit there, as he had a couple of steps. Jesse put his hands up, but that, you could argue that was a late hit.
Yes.
It looked like he immediately made the appeal to the ref that it was not. That was something interesting there, but Holy Name will get the ball back with 7:51 left to go in the first half. Remember, stay tuned at halftime for the playing of the Holy Name Marching Band and Drill Team halftime show, followed by Lakewood's band at halftime. And then after that 20-minute break, we'll be back for the second half. Holy Name right now looking to make it a 2-score lead, currently up by 8. Well, let's see what Holy Name can do here if they can build off a last drive. Look for Jawan Bryant, number 1, to get the ball plenty of more times on this drive if he finds some open space. Cole will hand the ball off to Rodriguez to begin this drive as Rodriguez picks up where he left off. And the ball is loose, actually, and a late reaction from Feliciano gives Holy Name possession. It looked like Rodriguez and the whole team thought the ball was down, or that his knee was down, I should say. There's a late reaction all the way around. They're going to say it was a fumble here, but just a late reaction, maybe a second or two delay before Feliciano or anyone else realized the ball was on the ground.
I didn't know the ball was on the ground.
at the last second, as I finished saying the word, I forgot the word I said. I think he said pick up where you left off. Where I said off, that's when he fumbled. So it was right at the end of that play, but nonetheless a fumble forward. 2nd down and 1. Handoff this time goes to another sophomore, Nicholas Nemeth. He is kind of flipped up in the air, give him 2, but enough for a 1st down. Kind of an awkward play there. Nemeth kind of had his legs kicked out from underneath him, but they were not kicked out from underneath him.
I think he tried to make kind of a jump cut.
1st and 10 from the 38.
Yeah, and then he kind of slipped, I guess. Kind of a jertle.
I could definitely see that. Nicholas Nemeth, definitely one of the best athletes on this team. Definitely a very physical kid. As he'll get another handoff here. Actually, no, that's William Dix as he's back into the game. As he is forcing his way forward, speaking of physicality. Get him into Lakewood territory at the 49. That's good enough to move the chains.
And now something, a big difference I do see from the start of the game, even though it kind of isn't helping much, Lakewood seems to be stacking the box a lot more with linebackers and defensive backs to prepare for the Holy Name run. And as you can see, definitely on that play, it didn't really matter as Will Dix just kind of ran where he wanted to.
And Holy Name over the last couple of years have had plenty of success running the ball against the Lakewood Rangers. They had Christian Sanchez the last 2 years. Now a trio running the ball, as this one will revert back to Nick Nemeth. He forces a man down with some power. Get him down back around the 48, but he sent someone down. I believe that was Byrne. He sent into the turf.
Simons on the tackle for the Rangers.
And Alex Simons, his first involvement of the game, comes on defense. And his wrist is bothering him. That appears to be why he's not in the game as a receiver. It looks like he does have a brace on that right hand. He's still playing through it, but that makes sense why we don't see him on offense. But credit to him, toughing it up. He's clearly in some pain after that play, but just a lot of credits to Alex Simons going out here on his senior night and still putting in plenty of effort for this Rangers team. You gotta give him props for being out there tonight.
I certainly do.
The 2nd down and 8 for the gain of 2. Cole looks to throw. Pass is incomplete as he tried to lead Nick Nemeth. The other 21 in this game, Don McCulloch, in on the coverage for the Rangers. Just a little bit too overthrown there from Andrew Cole.
And just so far from what I'm seeing, this senior, Aiden Maxwell, number 92, the tight end and D lineman, I mean, he's been all over the field, especially he was in Cole's face on that play, which forced him to make an errant throw. And the only negative he's had tonight in this game was that false start to begin that Lakewood drive a little bit ago. Otherwise, he has been rock solid for this Lakewood team. A lot of good guys all the way around for this Rangers team. Definitely a fun group to watch so far tonight. As Cole looks to throw on 3rd down and 8, he's going to roll out to his right, launches downfield, and that one is going to be picked by the Rangers on the far side. And Lakewood has some room to go. There'll be a flag on the play. An injured Ranger down the field. That will be an interception via Josh Morrison. An excellent pick on the far side from Morrison, the senior. And the story of tonight's game for the Rangers has been the seniors and then Avery Holt. A lot of those guys making some big plays. That one just a little bit underthrown. Right place, right time. A nice play from Josh Morrison. In Lakewood, look at, they're starting to lose some momentum. Give it right back to them. Still waiting to see what the flag was. Might be a block in the back on the Rangers, which will back them up a little bit to begin this drive. Yeah, I think that hit on Will Dix it seemed quite illegal to me.
But still, 5:18 left to go here in the first half. Lakewood catches the break. Let's see what they can do now as both teams have thrown an interception tonight.
Penalty on the Rangers after the interception.
And the ball will be spotted at around the 30-yard line, so 70 yards in front of them here.
And at least I am kind of confused on why Cole just didn't throw that ball away there. I mean, both the receivers looked like they were covered up, and I'm just kind of scratching my head here, and I'm not really sure.
Moynihan looking to bounce back defensively this time. Some trickery in the backfield. The handoff will go back to number 31, the mystery man, back into the game. Take him down at around the 30-yard line. Actually, apparently we have a name, White, the ball carrier. So that'll be a gain of 0, setting up 2nd down and 10.
I like Mystery Man better.
Mystery Man, White, whatever way you want to call it here. He's had some nice carries tonight.
2nd down and 10.
That was probably the first carry of the game that he's really been stopped. A couple nice runs for him as he looks to kind of cement himself in this offense. Second down and 10, ball at the 30-yard line here as Holt's going to roll out to his right. He has number 4 open. The pass is caught by him. That'll be Carbello. And Carbello taken down around midfield. Isaiah Carbello, his first involvement of the night. Another quarterback that potentially could get some reps tonight as he gets to midfield. Good enough for another Ranger first down. Nunny in on the tackle. Actually, no, Aiden Butler in on the tackle. But
For another Lakewood first down.
just a nice job there from Avery Holt. Running off to the right side. Has some pressure behind him
First and 10.
from behind. I couldn't see exactly who got the pressure in, but he was able to look upfield, and a nice job from Carbello to get open into some space and get some yards there. A lot of moving pieces in this Lakewood offense, but that was definitely executed to the fullest. As he will go in motion again, this time the ball will go to the mystery man White in the backfield, as he'll be taken down at around the 45-yard line. So give him a gain of 5 there, setting up second down and 5. Rodriguez in on the tackle for the Green Wave.
Gain of 5, second and 5 from the 45.
And this drive is starting to look a lot like what we thought Holy Name's drive, where they score that touchdown via Xavier Rodriguez, would look like a lot of runs, a lot of screens, a lot of moving pieces. This is kind of what I think you can agree, Cam, what you expected to see in that drive.
Yeah, I do agree.
The second down and 5 after the gain of 5 from White. It'll be a keeper here from Holt to the left side. He has plenty of room to run here. A first down and some more. Butler trying to trail him down, and he will step out of bounds. There is a flag on the play.
I think it might be coming back. Because usually when you get that good of blocking, yep, and it's going to be a hold on Lakewood, so that play is going to be coming
Flag
back.
on the play, holding
A
Lakewood.
tough break for the Rangers there. A nice run from Avery Holt. Enough for a first down, but that will bump them back plenty.
I was going to say prior to that play, I mean, they were, as we were talking about it before, they were moving the ball pretty effectively down the field, but slowly and methodically enough that they're still drilling the clock. I mean, I'm assuming their hope is to score with maybe 20 seconds left, and then they get the ball back to start the second half.
I would definitely see that here. Coach Polo knows what he's doing here. He's had plenty of experience. Those Padua teams, especially last year, we don't give that Padua team credit enough. You see the talent of Rod Love this year and all the talent that was on that roster, you think, okay, it made sense. But they were a 10 seed. Keep that in mind. So Coach Polo knows how to coach the talent he is given. Holt runs up the middle, and he's able to get to the 45. So now that will set up third down and about 5 here for the Rangers. And now an interesting decision here in third down medium. I would be surprised if we saw a pass here, but it's not out of the realm of possibility by any means.
Yeah, but I still definitely think this is going to be a run. And Lakewood wants to think about it.
A good decision there from the coaching staff of Lakewood. We'll take a timeout here with 3 minutes exactly on the clock left in the first half here at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. .180 seconds left to go here. We're using some quick math there. Left in the first half. Lakewood driving here on third down and 5, down by 8 as Holt will keep it here. He is going to potentially throw the ball away. He throws it upfield, and the pass is incomplete. The only eligible man downfield there was Dixon Canchin, as it looked like Carbello just stepped out of bounds, as he would have been ineligible if he caught that. But as we're back here, fourth down and 5.
Looks like their punting unit might be coming on the field. They're going to have a conversation about it.
Avery Holt looked increasingly furious with that call. He was out there like he was about to stay out there, regardless of it. I don't know if you saw that. He did not look happy at that call. And he will, as he takes a slow walk out, will be forced to punt here. You could tell he did not like that one as he puts his faith in himself. But Holy Name's going to stack the box. This could be a fake here.
Yeah, I was going to say it could be a fake.
We'll see what Lakewood has cooked up here on fourth down and 5. Holt complies and punts the ball away to Butler within the 10 as he will begin his ascent. And he has some room to run. Aiden Butler forced down at around the 27-yard line, but Aiden Butler ran with a head of steam. As Damien, you have some updates for us. We're going to make you come on around here as we go to our second game break here after the replay ends. And 1 second, you see Butler taken down there. We are back inside the box here. Damien, what score update you got for us?
Currently, Bay up 14 against 7 at halftime. A quick game there at Bay Village. St. Vincent St. Mary catching up, but still trailing. Vache up 28-14. And then what was yours?
21-6 in favor of Berea Mid-Park over Olmsted Falls. A shocker there. Handoff will go to Rodriguez on first down and 10. And he has a head of steam as he is able to get himself to around the 38-yard line, gain of 11. Sorry to cut you off there, Damien, on that play. But I'm with the chance for another Holy Name first down as they look to add some points before they go into the half. This game definitely a little bit longer than last week as it was about an hour and 20-minute drive back from Canfield. The Cleveland Heights game just ended as we got home. Rodriguez, another run here as he's forced away up the gut, potentially another nice run as he's knocked down.
Yeah, I was going to say, he kind of landed, I'm assuming that was probably on a Lakewood player and just kept his legs going and gets a couple extra yards there.
Gain of 8. Once again, Simon's in on another tackle. His second involvement of the game. So far only offered by Wittenberg, which kind of surprised me. I expected to see more offers for that kid as he is definitely a warrior and he's showing his toughness tonight. Cole steps up on second down and 2, launches for Bryant. Pass is incomplete. And another pass defended there by Alex Simons. It looked like it could have been called PI. It looked like it was just a nice play from Alex Simons. We're going to watch it back here on the replay. I think, Cam, what you saw was just an excellent play from Alex Simons on Jawan Bryant. Pulled an excellent job upfield. It's a clean play. Alex Simons, what a job downfield from him, and based on the kind of claw he has, only one hand, an impressive job from him. I mean, I just said on the play before, if that is not a reason for schools other than Wittenberg to offer him, I don't know what is. What an excellent pass defended from the senior. Third down and 2. Cole to keep it here. His first run of the game. He'll be used sparingly tonight in a running roll. He gets to midfield onto Lakewood side of midfield. Good enough for a Holy Name first down.
And we've seen that play a plethora even of times this year. I mean, that's kind of just what they do. Nick Nemeth goes in motion and you know what's going to be.
Around 90 seconds left to go in the half. Handoff goes to William Dix. And Dix is taken down kind of from the backside of his jersey. Tackle made by Ed Horton, the linebacker. Plays O-line for Lakewood as well as linebacking. A nice tackle from him. I believe will be his first or second involvement of tonight's contest. As Holy Name starting to show a sense of urgency here as the clock is slowly but surely running down with 70 seconds left to go in the half.
Flag on the play.
And a flag on the play. It might be on the playing field, but it looked like we may have saw a flash from the sidelines there. It'll be a false start on the green wave, but something to monitor down on the field. It looked like there might have been a little bit of a flash set off by the camera.
I have no idea.
Don't know if that's going to be scored any particular way if it was, but that's something to monitor if it indeed was. I believe we saw it one other time this year happen. It's Buckeye. And now looking to throw is Andrew Cole on second down and 12. All the time in the world. Pass is caught by Nick Nemeth, and he turns around, has some room to continue. He cuts again, and he is forced down finally at around the 26-yard line. Lucas quick out on the tackle, but the shiftiness there from Nick Nemeth, that was impressive from him.
I mean, he caught an excellent pass.
First and 10 from the 32.
2, he made the first move, and then he made another move to get even more yards. Holy Name's going to try and go quickly here.
Handoff will go to William Dix, and he has some room to run, plenty even. He's still on his feet, but 10 as he is within the 5-yard line. William Dix, an excellent run. Get him to the 5-yard line.
And that kind of looked like a face mask there. They're not going to call it, but I'm pretty sure Holy Name is going to take one of their 2 remaining timeouts there. But just an excellent job by Will Dix on that play, following the pass catcher on the previous play, Nick Nemeth. I mean, he was following him. He had his hand on his back, and he was just full steam towards the end zone.
Definitely like that play call. And now looking ahead at our broadcasting schedule to end out the week tomorrow, we will not be commentating the game due to weather expected. But I will be up there for Holy Name Boys Soccer Senior Night. The game will be on the huddle camera outside. And going into next week, girls soccer, 6 p.m. Kickoff against, I would expect to see Woodridge, I believe is a team we'd play against. That game either in the backyard, but most likely at Serpentine Chevrolet Stadium. Friday, we make the short trip to Byers Field as Holy Name ends their regular season against Valley Forge. And then Saturday, playoffs. What playoffs? We got volleyball playoffs for you. Potentially a doubleheader, but as of right now, the only game that we have is the early game, Holy Name versus the winner of Lutheran West versus, I believe, Cleveland International Campus. Either way, it looks like Holy Name is poised to take on one of the two programs that Bojan really built up as he took Lutheran West to an undefeated record in one of his years there. And then another thing for you Lakewood fans watching at home, Coach Bojan Milosinovic went a whole regular season without dropping a single set for Lakewood a couple years ago when he was the coach. Handoff will go to William Dix. Isn't it in doubt? He is in the end zone for a touchdown. William Dix gets his first rushing score of the night as Holy Name leaves 33 seconds on the clock and a silent Lakewood crowd as they now make it a 20-6 ball game. An impressive run from William Dix.
Yeah, and I mean, not much else you could say there. Just uses his full head of steam and just powers his way to the end zone.
As of right now, Holy Name last year put up 32 points against Lakewood. The prior year was 21. If that follows pace, it'd be around 43 points. And looking at the scoreboard, it's not out of the realm of possibility to get to that 43 mark, is it?
It could be Scorigami.
It could be, actually.
I love Scorigami.
Scorigami, as it will be an extra point attempt here for Jossie. The kick is up, almost blocked, but will go through the uprights and be good. Holy Name does an excellent job. William Dix finds the end zone. All Holy Name, 21-6 with 33 seconds left to go in the first half. We'll take our final media timeout of the first half and be back on in a minute. .33 seconds left to go in the first half is all Holy Name left Lakewood with after William Dix enters the end zone for a big score. And his jersey number 15 is the lead Holy Name looks to take into the half here as Josity sends the ball away for the Green Wave on a skib kick. He bounced around on a squib kick, I should say. Apologies on that one. It'll be Carbello kind of stunned there and is taken down at around the 29 where Lakewould will begin their drive here. And I look for to see a couple runs here to end the half.
Most likely.
And going into the half, remember to stay tuned for the Holy Name Marching Band and Drill Team along with the Lakewood Marching Band halftime show, starting with the Green Wave and concluding with the Lakewood Rangers. I'm sure if you tuned into pregame, you heard them playing at some point in that. Definitely going to be fun to watch both those shows. And if not, we'll be back on 20 minutes after that to bring you the second half of, as of right now, what looks to be a great night for the Green Wave. But Lakewood, they still have plenty of time to get things back in order as they will get the ball to begin the second half. Holy Name's defense, just trying to make sure they don't allow any more points going into the half. That is task number one, and the only task they have right now. Holt's going to look to throw here. They're going to try to make something happen. Pass is caught on the far side. He'll be taken down by Dosco, the ball carrier being Severino. And it looks like Lakewood will call a timeout here, as that might be their second of the half. It'll be their second of the half. So I have one more timeout here. An interesting decision to throw over the middle of the field. And if Holtz can kick, what's the distance you would think they can kind of get him to try to make an attempt here, King?
I have no idea. I'm going to be blatantly obvious.
I think if it's within the 30 or closer, I think they trust him potentially. I would say for sure, get him to the 15, they'd be confident in kicking the field goal. Potentially, they could also just launch the ball long for, say, maybe Chappelle's gotten the ball. I don't think he's gotten the ball yet tonight. I would expect to see him get the ball at some point if he's on the field. Right now, it's Byrne, Carbello, the tight end, Verderber on the far side. And potentially if we see number 92, Aiden Maxwell, back in the game, he could get the ball. It'll be interesting to see what Lakewood opts to do here. They still do have their one timeout and 20 seconds to work with. Prevent defense for the Green Wave on second down. Holt runs to the right, looking to throw. He's going to run upfield, has some room to go, and he's going to get to around midfield. He gets to midfield and steps out of play. They're in the Holy Name territory. His Holy Name is just letting him run through their defense. Get him to the 48 with 11 seconds left to go now in the half. Some edgy times here for the Green Wave as a potential big play here might be enough. They do still have one timeout. Keep that in mind. Let's see what Holy Name allows Lakewood to do here on this play. Cam, this is going to be a lot of a closer half than I think you expected to see to end it. Given where they started, this is impressive from Lakewood getting the ball this far. Nice run from Avery Holt. As Holt's going to look to throw here all the time in the world. As Holy Name not worried about putting pressure. And he's just going to run it himself and step out of play with 4 seconds left to go. Get him to around the 43-yard line. So give him a gain of a couple on the play, setting up second down and around 4 or 5. So maybe a gain of 4.5 on the play, depending how they spot it.
2nd and 5 from the 43.
And Lakewood will call their final timeout here of the half. As they're gonna, I'm assuming here, Cam, it's going to be a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Who do you expect to see get the ball? What would you expect to see if you're Lakewood? Or what would you call if you're Coach Polo?
Throw the ball up and pray.
There's plenty of guys who could get the ball. Quick had a nice play on defense. You can, even if you want to, Josh Morton did a nice job on that interception. Put him out there at receiver. See what he can do. You can look at some other guys. I would usually say in any other game that he did not have a cast on his right hand, just launch the ball downfield for Simons. That'd be the obvious situation, but unfortunately they really can't do that tonight. But this is really going to show Avery Holt and what he can do under pressure. It's not that crazy of a throw considering what they pulled off. If you can pull off a Philly special with a game on the line, and there is a flash camera once again on the sidelines on Lakewood's side.
There is
a
again.
third time. But let's see what Lakewood could do here before the end of the half. Once again, it'll be a quick transition from this to announcing the band. So make sure you stay tuned for the band halftime shows. If not, we'll be back on in 20 minutes to bring in the second half. Holt looking to throw. This will be the last play. Launches downfield. You got to bat it down if you're Holy Name. And it is going to bounce around and fall at the 5. That will do it for the first half. Holy Name survives. 21-6 lead going into the half. We'll be back in 20 minutes, but stay tuned for the marching band shows. Like I said, if not 20 minutes, we'll be back on here to bring you the exciting conclusion of tonight's contest.
from the year 1981. Soft Cell did a remix of this song originally released in the year 1965. It did anything but take this classic, as it has led into the #1 slot in at least 6 country charts between 1981 and 1982. Featuring our outstanding drill team, this is Hate to Love. We totally conclude our trip back to the 80s with another classic. This song, released back in late 1986, was well received at both rock and pop radio stations, as it gave the band their first #1 song on the Billboard Mainstream Rock chart, along with their second consecutive #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 list. The music video was also well received, being a mainstay on MTV's rotation. Bon Jovi gave it a shot, and so will we. So here is Living on a Prayer. concert. Huge thanks to the task force for their support of the band and keeping our community safe and healthy. Our Ranger Reds are flag lines are going to try their best not to get tangled up in our next feature. Selected by our seniors from their sophomore year in 2021, here's Spider-Man.
We are back from the half here at First Federal Lakewood Stadium, holding game of 21-6 over the Lakewood Ranger. If you're just tuning in, I'm Nathan Smee alongside me, Cameron Ragazzo and Damian Webb behind us. Damian, plenty of score updates over the half. What do you got for us?
All right, so we got Buckeye trailing right now to Gilmore Academy. Buckeye losing 28-3.
No offense, Falcons fans.
Alex Walter.
Elyria Catholic Fairview tied up 6-6.
Ooh.
Westlake versus North Olmsted. North Olmsted leads 21-14.
Okay. Continue.
Bay is up 14-7 against Rocky River.
Are we all about to go under 500 this week?
No.
St. Vincent St. Mary's trailing 14-35 against Vashti.
Okay, we might be going under 500 this week.
Padua 14-zip against NDCL.
I might be going under 500 this week.
Midview versus Elyria 28-7 Midview.
I might be going under 500 this week.
And Berea Mid-Park versus Olmsted Falls 28-6 Mid-Park.
So I'm hearing is the first to 5 wins. Josh City will send the ball away, and we are back for the second half of tonight's contest as Lakewood will begin it. It will be their running back, McCulloch, taking a nice run and has plenty of room to go out past the 42-yard line. So clearly something was said to this team at halftime by Coach Polo to inspire them as Lakewood, an excellent run out to begin this second half. And now Cam, we welcome Avery Holt back onto the field here. And what do you expect to see from Avery Holt now?
I definitely kind of expect to see more of a passing offense. I mean, they do have still some time left, but down, oh God, I can't do math right now, Smee. They're down at least 2 scores, right? Is it 3 or is it?
It's going to be 2 scores.
Yeah, okay, so they're down 2 scores, but they still have time if they do want to run the ball.
First play from scrimmage after the half will be a handoff here to McCulloch. And McCulloch is able to get a couple yards there. Give him to the 47-yard line. A generous spot there. Give him a gain of 6. Setting up seconds down and 4. It looked like originally the near judge was going to award him the 46, but the far judge says 47. They give him the extra yard. It'll set up second down and 4. Evan Straczynski gets the tackle in for the Green Wave. I believe that might be tackle number 5 of the contest for him as he's had plenty of involvement in tonight's game. Sets up seconds down and 4 after the gain of 6 from McCulloch. Holt's going to hand it off once again. She knows to be a keeper from Avery Holt. Avery Holt has 1 tackle to beat, and he is dragged down. A nice job there on the far side from the Green Wave to drag him down. I believe credit that tackle to Rayshawn Ederson. An excellent job from him, kind of dragged it down. You can kind of see it on the replay here if you watch it back. He's able to get a grab on him for a couple yards and drag him down. One of the few guys to come back from injury a couple weeks ago for this Green Wave team, making an impact.
First and 10 from the 45.
And on first down and 10, Holt looks to continue this drive. Low snap, he's going to keep it himself back to the outside, bumps back inside, and Rodriguez, the first namer there to drag him back.
Both the ball carriers.
And that forward progress should get him decently forward, get him to the 42. But a nice job there from Rodriguez, as without that tackle, he might have had room on the outside to break free. After the gain of 3 seconds, down and 7. So far, a bunch of runs for Lakewood. When do we see them throw the ball?
I don't think we do unless it's 3rd and long.
Let's see what they do here. 2nd down and 7. Gonna be another handoff here once again to McCulloch, and McCulloch stumbles his way forward to around the 38-yard line. A gain of a couple yards, setting up 3rd down and manageable. And now it looks like Alex both there, limping off of the sideline a little bit there. Maybe one limp step, and that was able to jog off Richard Hammond of the game for him. And now it's 3rd down and 3, ball spotted at the 38-yard line. And now, Cam, this is more of a manageable situation where I would not expect to see the run, but I would expect to see 4 down territory.
Especially when they're down by 2 scores. But they do still have time.
I don't think Lakewood wants to lead this one late. I think they're going to try and do what they can to score in this drive to set the tempo for the second half. Handoff will go to McCulloch on 3rd down. He gets the 1st down and then some more. McCulloch lowers the shoulder down, give him to the 26. That'll be a quick little gain on the play. Plenty of room there past the 1st down marker. And McCulloch's done a nice job being a bruiser here. Lowered the shoulder a couple of times and finding the proper gaps and getting Lakewood some proper yards that they needed. As Lakewood team, a lot of flexibility tonight, without their best receiver on offense, Simons, who's been reduced to a defensive role due to the injury. But Avery Holt's done a nice job getting some other guys involved, and his trip's left set. Let's see who they can get involved here. Holt's going to keep it on 1st down and 10, and he forces his way forward and actually tosses a namer down to the ground. It'll be Evan Trzynski he tosses to the ground. Avery Holt, what a nice little jolt from him. The jolt from Holt.
Trzynski on the tackle for the Green Wave.
But only a gain of 1. Nice shot from Trzynski, but once again, the physicality being shown by Avery Holt tonight has been really impressive for that young man. Lakewood definitely glad to have him transfer over. Where did he transfer up?
Yeah.
Actually, Florida, Michigan. We were told Florida earlier. We're going to confirm now it's Michigan Avery Holt came from. No, stayed up north. Whatever way you want to call it, a 2nd down and 9. Handoff will go to McCulloch on the misdirection. William Dix gets in there and gets a little piece of the jersey, dragging him down.
I mean, that was literally a shoestring tackle. I mean, he literally grabbed, like, the back heel of his shoe.
And a lot of movement in that backfield for the Rangers. I like it. And now, we've mentioned a 3rd down and long, potentially seeing a pass. This is where I would see it.
Yeah, and I was just going to go back to that. But they've thrown here a couple times, but they've also ran here. I mean, would you set up a run here for a more manageable 4th down?
They like to do a lot of trickery. They like to send people in motion and try to get you fooled that way. Elliott Holt's going to run it here and try to throw if he wants. He will. Pass is tipped off the hands of William Dix. And that was almost similar to that pass that was picked off earlier in the game.
Yeah, number 92 was calling for the ball. He was clapping his hands. I saw him. And so did Avery Holt. But Will Dix stepped right in the way and right off his hands there. And now it looks like their offense is going to stay on the field.
But remember, Avery Holt is the punter for this team.
True. Pooch punt?
I think Tommy Horsfall in the North Olmsted game did something similar. This was 4th down. He lined up like he was going to take the snap and throw it, but in the end, he ended up punting it. Let's see what they do here. It's going to be a traditional trip set here. Holy Name setting no one back on 4th down 11. Lakewood looking for a big play. Holt the throw. Has plenty of time. Ragone's going to chase him down. Let's see what Holt can do. Going to take a shot for the end zone, trying to find his receiver, and it is going to bounce around. Incomplete. A nice job from Rayshawn Ederson to knock the ball away there. And Lakewood turns the ball over on downs. Rayshawn Ederson had a nice tackle on the far side earlier on this drive, and he ends it with a nice job blocking the ball down. And Cam, now as Holy Name's offense comes out of the field here, now do you see that long methodical drive?
Yes. I would hopefully agree. Try and drill some clock off, end it with a score of some, because doesn't a field goal puts it as a 4 game, right?
Any points that Holy Name could put on the board at this point on offense would get this game to be a 3-score contest. Holy Name up by 15 at the time being. First down and 10 ball at the 32. Rodriguez takes a handoff, and he is met immediately. A big tackle in there for the Lakewood Rangers. We said his name a couple times tonight, but Aiden Maxwell breaks down the offensive line and sends Rodriguez slamming into the Federal Stadium turf.
For the Rangers.
But Aiden Maxwell, an impressive night for him so far. Like we said, besides that false start, he surrendered. An excellent night defensively and offensively, getting open plenty of times. And on that play that Holt did not throw him the ball, he was really wide open. He's done a nice job of creating space for himself. Trips right, second down and 10. Cole looks to throw. He's looking for Bryant. He's going to take a shot to him. Pass is incomplete, but that might be a flag. And they're not going to call it. Once again, Alex Simons in on the protection. That'll be his second technical pass defended of the night.
Broken up by Simons for the Rangers.
I know Cam, you're going to say that was pass interference, but looking at it, it was looking like it was an uncatchable ball. Let's watch it back on the replay here. It was an uncatchable ball. Okay. It was over both their heads, maybe a couple yards back. It could have been catchable if he kept going, but Alex Simons did a nice job there. He played through the rules of the game, and like we said earlier, if your defense is playing that well that every play they make looks like it's pass interference and it's not, that's impressive from your defensive backs. That's what you want to see. And now Holy Name has a decision here. Run the ball or throw it on third down. Let's see how confident they are here as Cole will be tasked with throwing the ball. And he will be hit. Who else but Aiden Maxwell? 2 exclamation point tackles, 1 at the line and 1 sack. Aiden Maxwell gives the offense another chance. Cam, I mean, what are your thoughts on that play besides the fact that Aiden Maxwell once again broke down that neighbor offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of bullied his way through there and got to Cole in a matter of no time and honestly just kind of wrecked that whole drive for us.
Now Holy Name will send the ball away. It will be Sola. Send it away for the Green Wave. A little bit of a short punt here. Holy Name looking for a Holy Name bounce. They will get it. It will roll a little bit back. A little bit worse field position than they had on their first drive of the half, but Lakewood will take over at around the 38-yard line. We'll take a timeout here as Holy Name gets set up. Holy Name up 21-6 over the Lakewood Rangers with 6:20 left to go in the third quarter. We'll be back on in a minute. .6:20 left to go in the third quarter at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. Holy Name hanging on to a 21-6 lead over the Rangers as this play will go to Carbello, but right there to disrupt the play, Colin Dasco shoots through the gap and sends him down to the 35-yard line. Colin Dasco taking one out of Aiden Maxwell's book and just shooting through the offensive line. You kind of see here, they tried doing the motion once again, but Dasco just shoots a gap there. It looked like he kind of crashed down. It looked like the right side of the line pulling just kind of found a gap between the right guard and the center. Easily got his way through there to the backfield. They're going to spot him down to 34. Gave it to a loss of 4. Second down and 14. This could potentially be a passing down for Avery Holt.
I still do think it's a run until they have to pass it on third.
Let's see what they decide to do. Low snap. Pass is going to be caught by Byrne on the near side. Byrne does a nice job to turn upfield, and Byrne forced out of bounds by Xavier Rodriguez. But talk about shiftiness. Chris Byrne doing what Nick Nemeth did on a play earlier on in this game. Just kind of did a nice little back step and shifted upfield. That's a couple extra yards that Lakewood can now use to their advantage, opposed to being back at around the 40. Get them to the 43, 3 crucial yards.
And never mind, now I still think they run this ball.
Sets up third down and 5 here for the Rangers.
35 from the 43.
Near midfield at the 43, so it's definitely more of a risk to go for it once again. Let's see what they're going to do and see how much faith Coach Polo has in the offense. Holt's going to try to keep it himself and run to the outside. No room for him. Strzynski gets a hit on him, but Holt turns upfield. Might get back to the line of scrimmage. They say he does at the 43. Sets up fourth down, and now a decision comes in here for the Rangers. Let's see what they want to do on fourth down.
I think that's the punting unit, but we won't know until they come out of the huddle.
If this is an offensive play, my question for Lakewood is why don't you run the ball down the left side? a lot of the success they've had tonight is down that left side of the field. If you notice that, whenever they run against the strength, they run to the weak side and leave and they don't run to the strength, they seem to not have as much success. But we'll see they'll save that for a rainy day. Avery Holtz to send the ball away, potential fake watching. Let's see what Hohenheim is seeing. Coach Jabber trying to give some instruction on the sideline as Holt boots the ball away. Butler gonna call the ball off. Gonna take a Hohenheim bounce as Lakewood is able to pin them at their own 32. But a nice job there from the defense to make sure they don't give up any points. But so far, a decent amount of clock drilled out in this third quarter, but both sides have really kind of halted their offenses. The defenses of both sides have really been stellar. Maxwell leading the charge for the Rangers on defense and for the Green Wave. Rayshawn Ederson along with Colin Dasko, the main two guys in on plays for the Green Wave, who were basically able to end the drives. Dasko ending a drive by putting them out of range to get the first down, and Ederson a tackle that saved a touchdown and a pass deflection in the right corner of the end zone where Lakewood scored their Philly special earlier this year. But Andrew Cole in the offense gets back to work at the 32-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Green Wave to work with here. Nemeth left side, behind him is Will Dix. Handoff will go to William Dix as Dix pushes his way forward. Give him to around the 38-yard line. So gain of a few on the play. Set up second down and medium for the Green Wave.
I expect to see more of that on this drive as they do keep trying to continually drill off the clock. 4:10 remaining here in the third still. So still 16 minutes left in this game.
And you said it numerous times, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is a situation Hohenheim could easily run the ball and get some more yards. They will. William Dix, that's a first down and some more for the senior. Give him midfield. A nice little gain on the play from William Dix of 8. That's enough to move the chains for a Hohenheim first down.
First and 10.
Watch it back on the replay. William Dix has done a nice job of finding the gaps tonight. The offensive line is really doing a nice job blocking tonight. And without them, this is a completely different ball game. From left to right, Ragone, Ballantyne, Ham, Vothair, and Gray. All five done an excellent job of halting Lakewood's defensive line for the most part, except for a couple plays from Aiden Maxwell as he flew it on there. Wasn't able to get the tackle as Nemeth is forced down. Give him to the 43-yard line. So a gain of about 7 on the play. They'll set up second down and 3 here. Joey Ragone subs out of the game as Julian Rodriguez, the right tackle, usually splitting time with Joaquin Gray, will go to left side now. J-Rod, freshman year, played left tackle. For the most of his time, Hohenheim has been a blind side tackle, moved over to right tackle to compete with the junior Gray this season as Ragone stepped into the left tackle role vacated by Stephen Bowling after last season. Handoff to William Dix as he's forced forward past the 40, give him to around the 39, 38-yard line, as it looks like the far judge will say. Move the chains once again. Hohenheim driving down the field for another first down. There'll be an injury timeout here. It appears to be William Dix down the field. We'll take an injury timeout here of our own with 2:47 left to go in the third quarter. Hohenheim 21-6 lead over the Lakewood Rangers. William Dix able to get off the field on his own power with the help of the training staff. Will monitor his situation. Hopefully he'll be able to continue on in this game, and if not this game, the next one. Handoff will go to Rodriguez on first down and 10 as Rodriguez stumbles his way forward to around the 32-yard line. Give him a gain of 7 on the play, setting up second down and 3. And no matter who Holy Name has ran tonight, William Dix, Xavier Rodriguez, and Nick Nemeth, they've all had success.
I was just about to say that.
Second down and 3. Holy Name looking for another first down. This handoff will go to Rodriguez. He finds some space on the outside. That's a first down and some more. Rodriguez gets to the outside edge, and he's still on his feet to the outside. He'll be pushed out around the 15, give it to the 14-yard line. An excellent run from Xavier Rodriguez. No William Dix, no problem.
Yeah, and he just smartly, with his ball carrier vision, just bounced that to the outside, able to break through kind of an arm tackle kind of at the end and get a couple more yards.
Definitely a nice run from him. Setting up Holy Name nicely now at the 13-yard line. It'll be Feliciano. He hasn't seen the field much tonight, but he'll be in for this play. As 2 of the 3 edge transfers so far have made big impacts in this game. Is it Feliciano's turn?
Very well could be in this red zone.
Handoff will go to William Dix, who's back in the game, and he announces himself forward. Progress gets into the 6 as he lowered his shoulder. He might have been taken out for an injury for that play, but he's still running like a bruiser downfield, giving off the feeling that Christian Sanchez gave last year. Just kind of running downhill with plenty of power.
Second down and 4 from the 7.
And now it will be second down and 4, ball spot at the 7-yard line. It'll be William Dix once again. He's looking for a touchdown, number 2. And it's no doubt. He walks in the end zone. Touchdown, Holy Name. William Dix, his second house call tonight. All Holy Name tonight, making it a 27-6 contest. It's another nice run there from William Dix.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Sorry, Blake Feliciano.
But Holy Name, that might be the exclamation mark they need on this game. Going into that game against Valley Forge right now, 5-point underdogs. It was 12 going into the game last night, but Valley Forge survives a scare, 40-37 against Normandy. A close game. It was originally 12. They slashed a touchdown off their projected score for next week. So Holy Name might be making Drew Pastor reconsider the winner once again of this contest next week. Holy Name was projected to win by 15 right now. 17, but nonetheless, Holy Name has passed that, and the extra point is good from Josity. Just like it was 2 years ago, it's been all Holy Name here at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. 28-6 is your score. We'll take a timeout here with the $1:15 left to go in the third quarter. Holy Name looking poised to keep their playoff push alive. We'll be back on in a minute. Holy Name able to get in the end zone once again, courtesy of William Dix Jr. It's been all Holy Name tonight. A 22-point advantage, 28-6 over Lakewood as Josity sends the ball away on a squib kick. And we are back underway, taken in by McCulloch as he's going to try to run upfield. He'll be forced down at around the 33-yard line where the offense once again takes over here. But Cam, besides that first drive that did not end in a pick 6, the drive following that, a nice drive from Lakewood. It's 10-10. Holy Name defense has had the answer. What is going wrong with this Lakewood team?
I just think definitely on a couple of drives, they've, like we've said, pretty much all game, kind of all year, they've just gotten out of schedule. A couple costly penalties have put them out of schedule of where they need to be in terms of where they need to be on different downs. And forcing him to pass has kind of been their kryptonite. When it's been third and long, it's kind of just not worked for them really.
And a lot of their issues, I believe, go to the fact that they try to run the ball to the wrong side. They go to the weak side a lot for no reason. Like right now, you want to go to the left side as Holt looks to throw on first down. He might launch it. He will. He's trying to find Byrne, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands there of Aiden Butler, who was looking for his second interception of the game. It looked like he had it in the ground, kind of caused it as he fell back. A long throw from Holt, a risky one at that, but at this point in the game, you're going to need to have those risky throws.
I mean, the roles are kind of reversed there. I mean, Aiden Butler became the receiver and the wide receiver became the defender.
I don't know if it was the ground that caused it to hit the ball out or either of the receiver, but yeah, just good play there.
Let's talk about a game for Aiden Butler on defense for the Green Wave. Add a pass defended to his resume at the pick 6 already. And Holt has some room upfield. A powerful block being had as Holt taken down for a first down at the 44. But watch out on the replay. One of the Rangers was able to get in there and absolutely shove one of the Green Wave linemen to the ground. Try to watch back to see where it is on your screen.
That's enough for Lakewood. First down.
There it is. Like you can see, I believe it was on the near side. It could have been.
First and 10 from the 44.
I believe number 13 or don't even know exactly who it was, but someone on the near side for the Green Wave. And now it'll be McCulloch running up the middle. That's enough for a first down for the Rangers.
McCulloch, the ball carrier.
Time is slowly running down here in this third quarter, but Lakewood's starting to drive down the field a little bit here.
Second line Gossick for the Green Wave.
Dasco in on another tackle for the Green Wave.
Up for another Lakewood. First
The
down.
clock is running here. Lakewood, I would be surprised if they didn't try to run a play here. It looks like they're not going to end the third quarter. An interesting decision from them, down by 22. They're content with the score. They're going to go to the fourth quarter, having to make up 22 points. So we'll take a break here. End of the third here at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. Holy Name up 28-6 over the Lakewood Rangers. We'll be back on a minute to bring you the fourth quarter.
At the end.
Twelve minutes left to go here at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. Holy Name looking to close out this game and improve to 3-6 on the season. Pass is caught by Maxwell on the near side as he is taken down out of the 41 to begin the fourth quarter of play. Lakewood needing to make up 22 points here in this fourth quarter. Cam, so far in this drive, the Rangers have done a nice job of driving down the field, but realistically, to get back in this game, how much time left on the clock do the Rangers realistically need to have to try to make something happen in this game?
10 minutes, maybe 9:30.
That slots them with about a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get in that end zone. Second down and 7. There'll be a handoff here once again to McCulloch, and McCulloch has some room upfield. That's a first down for the Rangers as he's able to get himself to the 33-yard line. A nice little gain on the play from him. Move the chains again, and Lakewood, as a slow, methodical drive, is working well for them, yes, but the time on the clock is not necessarily agreeing with their choices right now.
Lakewood, first down. First and 10 from the 33.
As now the ball at the 33-yard line, Lakewood trying to still make something happen here. The last time the two teams played here, it was a 28-12 win for the Green Wave and some early movement on the line. Nothing called as Nunny kind of jumped there for a second. Point him lucky not to be penalized for that. Holt will take a second before taking the snap. He will now hand the ball off once again to McCulloch. McCulloch breaks one tackle, gets to the outside, and he does a nice job keeping the motor up and diving forward to the 25. A nice run there from Don McCulloch. I kind of saw that at the end, a shoestring tackle, but he dives his way forward for a couple extra yards.
I mean, but like the thing is, with all these runs, they're just taking so much time off the clock. I mean, you're gonna have to start thinking about maybe score an onside kicker. Do you really trust your defense to try and go out there and stop them? And it's gonna have to be a quick stop to get the ball back.
Both teams have all 3 timeouts left to go tonight. But Holy Name, I would be surprised if they use any unless there's a stop clock. Holt to throw, rolling to his left. Take a step back, has Alex Voth there in his face as he launches it. That'll be incomplete. The nearest player there, Aiden Butler, but Alex Voth there, the Brian Neary Award winner, gets right in the face of Holt and forces him to kind of launch the ball downfield on a prayer.
Yeah, he didn't see him at all. Living on nothing. He didn't see him at all coming, and Alex Holt there just scared the daylight out of him. Or night something. Moonlight.
Scared the moonlight out of him. I like it. That'll set up now 3rd down and 2 here. They tried passing there like you suggested, and now 3rd down and 2. Do you expect to see them go back to the run here? Try to get the first down.
Yeah, I expect to see them run, get the first down, maybe to that far side because just the out of bounds is closer.
And looking at it, a potential screen would not be a bad idea for the Rangers. Looking at the space that Holy Name's giving, it looks like they're going to send a blitz here. Holt to keep it up the middle, and he will be shy there. He is taken down at the line of scrimmage at best, setting up 4th down and 2.
Yeah, and on that play, like Smee was highlighting, that blitzer, I'm pretty sure was number 7, Colin Dosco. He came right off the edge, just grabbed Avery Holt's leg and just held him back.
And Holt's going to the sideline here to talk things over. He is sent back. It will be Nakula again as he subs back into the game for White. Now 4th down and 2. If you're holding in, if you can get the stop, that would most likely do it for tonight.
Pretty much. Brotherly shove. 92 is in the back. He's going to tight end.
The run up the gap on the prior play didn't work. 2 yards to keep this drive and potentially the game alive. It's fumbled backwards. Holt might need to get rid of it. And he will be taken down. It's fumbled. Holy Name has it. It won't matter regardless. He'll be down. But Holy Name makes a big stop there. And that will all but do it for tonight. Avery Holt did the best he could with a bad snap. And now Holy Name gets the ball back with 9 minutes exactly left on the clock for tonight.
I mean, as you can see on the replay, I mean, he fumbled, kind of bad snap there. He tries to run out, roll to his side, kind of looks for, I saw he looked for the receiver down the field, but the receiver at that point was already blocking because it was supposed to be a run play to the other side, so the receiver had no idea, and he kind of just had to try and make do with all that he could, but he had 3 holding him defenders on him, and not much you can do.
And now the defense of the Rangers has to get back to work and efficiently. 9 minutes left to go in tonight's contest in a must-win game for both teams. Like we said, a 5% chance for the Rangers to play November football or late October football if they lose tonight, as Holy Name, their chances go well up. If they win out, it's a 90% chance they get in. So that game against Valley Forge, even looking into Valley Forge's division, if they win and Ridgeville slips up in their final 2 games, it might be a home game at Byers Field for them. Colt looks to throw on 1st down pass. It's caught over the middle by Nick Nemeth. He's into Lakewood territory, still on his feet. And the tackle helped out there by Feliciano. He's eventually forced down by Morrison, but Feliciano got in the way of Nick Nemeth. What a big play from Nemeth as he is now taken down the 25-yard line, but over the middle, Nick Nemeth. Plenty of room to run for him, and a nice play.
And Blake Feliciano tried to kind of stop, get in the way, and he stopped, and Nick Nemeth ran right into him.
It was an unfortunate play there from Feliciano, but yeah, nonetheless, Holy Name has the ball at the 25-yard line. Lakeville might get the ball back quickly, but it might not be the way they want to get the ball back. Colt takes a snap, hands the ball off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez up the gut. He stumbles his way forward. Give him to the 15-yard line. That moves the chains once again for another Holy Name first down.
And I mean, that's what's going to happen when they send an extra blitzer off the side. The run went to the other side of the field, and you have one less person up there to either take away a block, I guess, take away a block or tackle the run.
Yeah, tonight, Holy Name's offense really bounced back after last week, a rough week for them. So far, 28 points on the board. Holy Name looks to make it 34 here from Rodriguez. He is up the gut and is kind of hit from the side, taken down within the 5. Give him to about the 2-yard line. First down and goal for the Green Wave as they've drilled off 1:05 from the clock and counting.
First down and goal from the 3.
And Holy Name, 3 yards separate them and from getting to 30 points. Rodriguez, and he is in for a Holy Name touchdown. Tosses the ball to the ref. He knows this game is all but sealed. Xavier Rodriguez, a nice house call for him. Holy Name has outscored themselves from last year against the Rangers. And since drive number 2 from the Rangers, it's been all Holy Name tonight.
Yeah, just another excellent run there by Xavier Rodriguez. Yeah, I was mixing up names. Yeah, just another great run there and able to get the end zone again.
And now this one being a 28-point game. Holy Name opting to go for 1. A 2-point conversion would make this a running clock. It'll be Jossa Dion for the extra point here. Kick is going to be blocked there. Who else put Aiden Maxwell off the edge, getting a piece of that one? The game will remain 34-6. Aiden Maxwell playing out of his skin tonight for the Rangers.
What did you say?
But still, tonight, playing exceptionally well. Definitely, if you had to award a player of the game for the Rangers, it has to be Aiden Maxwell. An impressive job. We'll take a break here. 7:36 left to go. 34-6 is your score. We'll be back on in a minute. 7:36 left to go in tonight's contest. A 34-6 lead for the Green Wave. You're just tuning in. I'm Nathan Smee. Alongside me, Cameron Ragazzo. And Cam, an excellent night for Holy Name. As boys soccer, they look to carry that into tomorrow. I'll pass it over to you.
Yes, boys soccer is going to celebrate our 3 seniors tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Searchy Field. Senior day festivities are probably going to start around 12:30, 12:45ish. So be there and support our 3 Holy Name seniors.
Ball taken down at the 39-yard line for the Rangers. Go out to support Jorge Cardenas, Toma Milanovic, and I can't remember the last guy's name offhand. Cam, can you really help me out with this one?
Yeah, I don't have a clue.
It's Cam. I did not forget. Don't come at me. At the 39-yard line is where the Rangers will take over here on 1st down and 10. We might have one more score update tonight at best, but not a lot of scores tonight to report. Only halftime was the main ones we had. So we'll see what Damien has cooked up for us with 7:36 left to go in tonight's contest. We'll probably hear from him after this drive from the Lakewood Rangers. And we will be hearing from Damien after this drive. But right now, the Rangers looking to have one last-ditch effort here to get back into this game. Holt is going to slowly jog it to the left side on 1st down as he is taken down by Aiden Butler. A play in slow motion almost as he maybe gets a yard, but it's an all Aiden Butler on defense tonight for the Green Wave. Making plenty of plays, not only on the pass, but on run defense as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we were talking about it in pregame, just textbook tackles, and another textbook tackle there by Aiden Butler just goes kind of around his ankles, kind of around his knees, and just takes him out and wraps him up and is able to just stop him without having any more broken tackles.
After only a gain of 1 here, you have to think the chances of a pass are more and more likely here. But now it looks like we will have a quarterback change here for the Rangers on 2nd down and 9. Wait to see who that is in a minute. As that will be Severino handing the ball off to Lucas Quick. As Quick is able to get himself to around the Lakewood 43-yard line. But if you're just tuning in, substitution for the Rangers. It'll be quarterback Anthony Severino, the senior, getting in tonight to play the rest of the game in for Avery Holt. Severino directing traffic here on 3rd down and 6, going into a doubles left set here as he looked to throw for the first time tonight. And he's going to run it up the gut for the Rangers. That will not be a 1st down, courtesy of Nick Nemeth lowering his shoulder into Severino. Otherwise, Severino had all the room he needed and momentum as well. But Nick Nemeth lowers his shoulder and says, not today, as Lakewood.
That's a very, very generous spot.
My goodness, a 1st down for the Rangers here.
1st down!
As he was taken down at the 47-yard line, they're awarding him the 50. So a margin of error of 3 yards gives the Rangers a second life here. It's not going to matter in the outcome of tonight's game, but Severino gets some more snaps. The ball is fumbled, and he'll be taken down back at the 41. Cam, what did you yell a couple weeks ago against Normandy? Ball don't lie. There it is. Ball don't lie. He's taken down at the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 19.
2nd and 19 from the 41.
And there it is again on the replay, showing that one nowhere near the 50-yard line. But nonetheless, it makes it 2nd down and 19. And just like that one, this ball nowhere near midfield back at the 41 as Severino on the offense has some work to do.
It's a Walgreens parking lot.
Second down and 19 here for the Rangers. Severino high snap takes it, looks to throw. Kind of a skip to my loop pass there to Quick as he'll be taken down pretty harshly at the 44-yard line. A nice little tackle there from Joey Ragone.
Yeah, Joey Ragone kind of got him from below, and Will Dix came up and delivered the hit up high.
And this is now being third down and 16, less than 5 minutes left to go. Lakewood next week travels to Lyndhurst to take on Brush for their final regular season game, needing a win to have an outside shot of the playoffs. Holy Name next week takes on Valley Forge. It's simple. Based off of what we've seen, most likely it's a win and you're in situation. Holy Name as well, hoping that Lakewood can get a big win over Brush to help them their points. Pass is going to tip off the hands there of the tight end.
Severino's pass
Intended for, I believe, once again, Maxwell. The nearest player to try to get the tip was Carbello. Nothing going there. They also had a fourth down and 16, and most likely the punt unit for the Rangers.
Yeah, that was a good coverage there by Colin Dosko. I mean, he didn't impact the play too early, so as it could be called pass interference, and kind of just did what he was supposed to and got his hand there when the ball got there and was able to break that pass up.
And now a question for your Holy Name up by this amount, 4:11 left to go. Does Harry Frank march onto the field? That'll be an interesting decision to see here. After the punt here from the Rangers, sent, going to bounce between the 35 and the 40, going to roll back to around the 25 as the Rangers will pin it at around the 23-yard line where Holy Name will take over for what could be the final drive of tonight's contest. Once again, tomorrow, senior night for boys soccer will not be on the call for that game, but you can be able to watch that game and the festivities via the Huddle Cam outside. I will be there to announce the seniors. Unfortunately, due to the expected weather of tomorrow, we really can't do the game with the equipment. There's no real way to do it. But next week, we will have some games pretty much guaranteed for you on Wednesday, I believe. The girls soccer team is not confirmed, but they should be playing at Serpentini Chevrolet Stadium for their round 1 playoff game. Technically round 2, but their first playoff game. Skip a couple days, go to Friday. Holy Name football ends that regular season against Valley Forge. Another must-win contest for them. And then next Saturday, we get to see Holy Name volleyball take their chances at Padua, but to take on Lutheran West most likely. And as I predicted, who else but Harrison Frank in the game for the Green Wave. First down and 10. Handoff will go to, I believe, Joe Bon Miles Jr. His first carries in a long while for the Green Wave. And simply taken down at around the 27-yard line. So Joe Bon Miles Jr., the freshman, getting some touches throughout the first couple of games of the year. I believe his last touch prior to that one was the touchdown rush against Lindsley in week 3. A nice run from him. He said, I believe, maybe 10 to 12 carries on the year for the Green Wave. I'd like to see him get some more carries to finish out tonight's game and get him some more experience, as I would expect him to kind of get some more reps next year for the Green Wave. This handoff will go to Vince Costanzo, the other running back who Holy Name likes to trust late in games, as he'll be forced back after getting to around the 32. They're going to give him the 33, maybe an extra yard further than he should. Now I'll make a third down and about 1 potentially here for Holy Name's at the work with.
Third down and 1.
Now third down and 1. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line here, as Holy Name probably will most likely rush it here once again and potentially give the ball back to the Rangers. There'll be a handoff to Costanzo. Costanzo is able to break through. That's good enough for Holy Name first down. Give him to the 36-yard line, and now continue to run the clock. All 3 times for both sides, but I think both coaches are going to let this game run out.
First and 10 from the 36.
And now first down and 10 at the 36-yard line here. There'll be some substitutions. The line swapping out. We have a Holbrook double into the game now as Alex both there and Jacob Ballantyne sub out for Big Ant and Big Dom Holbrook.
As Damien celebrates.
36-yard line here for the Green Wave on first down and 10. Handoff will go to Joe Von Miles Jr. once again. He has some room to run here for the Green Wave. That's a first down and then some for the freshman. Give him to around midfield at the 48-yard line. A nice little run from him.
He doesn't want this game to end.
Not by any stretch of the imagination here. And another substitution here. Nathan Davis coming in to snap the ball for the Green Wave to conclude this game. His name announced earlier on in the night, mistaken for Jeffrey Bird, but now Nathan Davis makes his way into the game. And most likely the Davises, Mr. Brian Davis and Nathan's brother Tyler celebrating that their brother or son is in the contest now. Handoff will go to Costanzo here on first down as he forces his way forward. Give him to the 48-yard line of Lakewood, and that'll continue to move the clock here as less than 2 minutes remain now in tonight's contest. But Cam, overall, a great night for the Green Wave, about to win this game, 34-6. An impressive night for the Green Wave. As of right now, who has really stood out to you for the Green Wave? Cam, who stood out for you tonight?
Oh,
2nd and 7 from the 48.
running backs, Will Dix, Xavier Rodriguez, and Nick Nemeth.
As Damien takes off his mic, his night is not done quite yet. We still have score updates from him real quick before we call it a night here at First Federal Lakewood Stadium. Damien will turn on his mic here. The clock's going to run, so after the final play, we're going to cut back to here to end off your contest tonight. Frank takes a knee down. He has one more play left to go. But we have some really good score updates looking at the scores of all the games. An upset alert potentially in the GLC West. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Holy Name will improve to 3-6 on the year as they go now into another must-win contest against the Valley Forge Patriots in a battle for Parma. And then the next week, most likely, if they make the playoffs, a trip back to JTO to take on the Lake Catholic Cougars, who, as of last time we checked, were in a close game against Walsh Jesuit. They were down by 3 last time we saw. Harrison Frank takes one more knee down, and that will do it for tonight's contest. Damien, are you ready to go back on one more time?
One more time. From down here, though.
Damien, what's your score?
All right, we are going to go with the first game is going to be Westlake versus North Olmsted. Westlake leading 42-28 over North Olmsted currently. Rocky River and Bay still tied up 21-21.
Holy Name, 34.
Vast J up 38-14 against St. Vincent St. Mary's.
Thank you all for being a part of
And that's all I got for you guys tonight.
All right, perfect, Damien. Thank you. Well, that will do it for tonight's contest. Holy Name winning 34-6. Once again, tomorrow, tune in for senior night. We're not calling the game due to weather, but the game will still happen. I'll be announcing it. Just watch the game on the Huddle Cam. Next week, 3 games. One at Serpentini Chevrolet Stadium. Girls soccer, their first playoff game. Friday, a must-win deciding game for the playoffs as Holy Name travels to Byers Field to take on the Valley Forge Patriots. And then Saturday at 6 p.m., Holy Name Girls Volleyball takes on one of the 2 programs that Coach Boyan Mio Cinema has really built up in Lutheran West, that game being at Padua Franciscan High School. But to stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow Holy Name Broadcasting on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date on all of Holy Name Sports, follow Holy Name Athletics on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to Holy Name Athletics YouTube. Put on push notifications to be notified when we go live. But with that, from Damian Webb, our scorekeeper with the scoreboard, and as well the game update. Jacob Ragazzo on the camera, David Smee tech support, Cameron Ragazzo, side commentator, and myself, Nathan Smee, on the play-by-play. This has been Holy Name versus Lakewood football on your home for all Holy Name sports. Holy Name Athletics YouTube. Have a good night, everyone, and go Namers.